My boyfriend convinced me to have a party of 3, but now he's not happy with it.
3's a party, so I don't understand.
A while ago, my boyfriend, male 27, shared with me that one of his biggest spicy fantasies was to have a party of 3. I, female 22, was honestly pretty hurt by that because the idea of inviting someone else into our spicy life just seems so odd to me.
It should just be 2, buddy.
3's a crowd.
3's a party.
2's a party, 3's a crowd. Or is it 3's a party, 4's a crowd? How many people is a crowd?
I don't know. I'm partying with everyone. Everything's a party to me.
5 is back to a party. 6, again, is another crowd. It did make me feel iffy about our relationship, but the months after that were wonderful again, and he didn't bring it up again until recently.
Hid it away from you.
By the way, this comes from Throwaway Up. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Savannah.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. Please. Opie says, we talked about it for a couple days and he was so reassuring and patient at the time that I did end up agreeing to it. Girlie, no. If you are not 100% on board, enthusiastic,
Yeah,
can't do it.
It's not gonna work.
No.
I mean, if you're not on the same page about it, like there's very clear, like
Yeah.
when people are like poly, like there's very clear boundaries.
from the
like,
get-go too.
Yeah.
It's like I am before we've even started this relationship, you have expressed that I am interested in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he says, I already have someone too.
Yes.
Yay!
Also, it's your best friend.
Oh god.
We agreed there should be no emotional attachments and it should be with someone we weren't friends with. So I ended up DMing a pretty girl, female 23, who I shared a seminar with and who I knew was bi from her Insta profile. It was
Wait,
super awkward.
Sorry, doesn't that go against your, rules then?
It just said someone we weren't friends with.
Yeah.
But she just
Oh.
had a class with her.
Yeah, she like had a seminar.
It wasn't a
with her.
stranger, but
Wouldn't you
Yeah.
want it to be with someone you have friends with because you know you have chemistry?
well, I think
Aw,
she knows her well enough that she's pretty.
I don't want to do anything with my friends. sorry to offend everyone.
Oh, that kind of thing. I thought you meant like anything.
I don't want to see my friends.
I hate my friends actually.
I can't agree just in my situation because my boyfriend was my friend. He's still my friend, but sorry. It was super awkward, but she said she was open to it. And my boyfriend also approved and said he was fine with whomever I was fine with. We ended up doing it and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, but my boyfriend didn't.
Oh, what?
Well, looky here.
Interesting. It usually doesn't go this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said it wasn't how he thought it would go, that she seemed unexperienced in bed and didn't know how to divide her attention.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure this was probably her first time as well.
Also, she's probably more into OP. And he's like, it's not fair. She wasn't paying attention to me.
That's what I think happened. I think he's like, oh, yeah, I wanted more and I wasn't getting it.
Maybe
you were getting
should
it.
be more attractive. I don't know. It did seem like she was more attentive towards me, but I think it was largely because I was so nervous at first. So I thought it was sweet of her to help me relax. And I thought my boyfriend would appreciate it too, since it took me so long to even agree to this. I also don't think she was really inexperienced since I enjoyed what she did. And on top of that, she helped me be comfortable too.
Interesting.
Okay.
So bro just didn't get what he wanted out of this.
Mm-mm. In fact, we crossed the finish line twice, which was a first for me since it generally takes a while for me to even cross it once.
Whoa.
Wow.
So now he's jealous.
Dang. She is, yeah.
I mean,
Bro's got competition now.
yeah.
I think you should dump your boyfriend and date this girl.
Me too.
It was awkward between me and my boyfriend for a while, but the tension settled and he was back to normal after a couple of days. I had been texting with the girl leading up to the party of 3. And after it, we haven't really stopped. I thought it was odd at first, but she continued texting me and I enjoyed talking to her, so we kept DMing. She also sat next to me in my seminar every week and we got coffee together
Oh,
afterwards.
so they're still in the seminar together. I thought this was a past thing.
That actually is wild to DM a girl that you're still in
you're
class
still actively going to see.
Because what if she said no?
Yeah, then it's sorry. Oops.
Sorry. If I said no, if some girl, random girl in a class with me asked me that. Like, she was like, do you want to like be in a relationship, or like, do you want to like hook up with me and my boyfriend? And I was like not into that. I'd be telling everyone I knew.
Oh yeah, I'd be telling everyone to be like, yeah, these people are weird.
Yeah, but she's into it, or she's into you.
Would you consider this opening the relationship?
No, because neither party has like said that they want it. They said that it was going to be like the boundary before they did this was that they weren't going to have any like romantic connection.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't going to be any feelings involved.
And I feel like opening the relationship more so means they each see people separately.
Yeah.
Whereas party 3 is they each find a person to hook up with.
Yeah.
Okay, because I have 2 statistics and I'm conflicted on it.
Okay.
One survey was made, and I think I don't know how I don't know the basis of the survey, but I looked it up online. It said 75% of relationships that have a party of 3 says it strengthens it, but 92 of marriages that open it fail.
Well, yeah, there are different things.
They are.
Are you thinking like marriage versus relationships?
I think party of 3 versus open relationships, which is different.
Oh, wait. So the open relationships didn't work?
Yes.
Didn't work, and the party of 3s did make it stronger. But I don't know how, like, about the survey.
But in this scenario, OP wasn't on board, and they were at different like levels when
But
it
she
happened.
eventually, yeah. I'm just like, is this gonna work out in the long run?
I don't think so.
Hello, my name is Gerald B. Featherbottom III, and I need advice from OK Storytime.
Okay, Gerald, what do you need advice for?
Well, my extremely wealthy biological father has just passed away and left his entire inheritance to charity.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice!
To charity! All I have left is $20 to my name.
Oh, I see. Well, Gerald, you should invest that $20 into a ticket to the OK Storytime live event.
A live event? Whatever do you mean?
May 23rd, live OK Storytime at the Stray Theater in Hollywood. Go to okop.show to get your tickets. They're only $20, and we'll see you there.
And will you get my inheritance back?
You will absolutely not be doing that.
Goodie!
May 23rd!
As soon as I told my boyfriend that, though, thinking it was funny, he got mad and said I should block her and not talk to her. I will say you are somewhat violating the terms and conditions.
Technically, yeah, because she was like, no, because think of it if it was the other way around, if like she didn't enjoy it and he did, and then he like starts messaging her or whatever, like
Yeah, you
I'd
would probably be
like,
upset.
Yeah, so
I feel like it's kind of fair on his
yeah,
part.
I do feel like it's fair. Ugh.
When I said we were literally in the same seminar, which he didn't mind before, when I showed her to him, he said I should drop out of the class.
What? Okay.
It's a little too far. We got into a big fight where I also brought up that I didn't even want to have this thing at all in the first place, and that he pressured me into doing it. He kept asking, so you think I'm a manipulator?
Oh boy.
Oh no. Well, yeah, now you are.
Yeah.
It's about to spiral.
And over and just overwhelming me. He said that I was breaking the rule we had, tried to blame me for choosing her, and also badmouthed her, which really threw me off. He said that she was just trying to sleep with me and trying to mess up our relationship, and that I'm borderline cheating on him. You haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted this.
If you had come to him and said, oh yeah, she's texting me, and he said, hey, I'm not super comfortable with that, like we set these boundaries, then I would be on his side and be like, yeah, you gotta create boundaries. But it seems like he's flying off the handle in a really big way.
It's weird that he was patient about the party of 3 thing.
Well, it's because it's something he wanted, you know?
Yeah, okay, but now he's not patient with this.
Yeah, because
I
it's
don't
not
know.
what he wants.
Man, you really need a playbook on how to go about these things, because he's coming off of this too emotional, and now it's kind of building resentment up in OP.
Yeah. It's been 2 days since then, and we haven't talked to each other at all.
Oh boy.
My friends tried to convince me to break up with him, but we've been dating for almost 4 years, and it just kind of feels like it would be a waste.
No.
No.
What is this
have we
called?
learned? What have we learned, Riley?
I know what we've learned. Savannah, what have we learned?
What have we learned, Savannah?
I don't know.
All right, I'll just say it.
Say it.
Don't keep... It's a sunk cost fallacy
yeah.
So what?
thing.
Sunk cost fallacy. It's the idea that you have put so much time into a relationship that you should just keep going because it's a waste.
Yeah, I do
I was
that.
going to alley-oop it.
Oh, because it's a what?
A waste.
There we go.
Because you put so much...
Time in it. And it's a what?
And it's a
It's a
fallacy.
waste.
It's a
Yeah. So it's basically the sunk cost fallacy.
sunk cost fallacy. Why is it called that?
Because you've sunk so much like
Sunk
money
cost.
into it basically that you are
No, you're stuck.
but you're not actually.
But you're
stuck.
not. Yeah, you can actually get out.
Yeah. I ended up. I like that we.
Sorry, it's a financial term, and now they've made it into relationships.
Yeah. Did you also forget what it was called?
I knew what it was. I knew it was sunk cost, and then the fallacy thing. I was kind of like, but I
was taking that like 2 minutes to try and remember what it was called.
Okay, got it.
I'm guessing you guys learned this from guests, and I'm not allowed to be with guests. So.
No,
we figured this out on our own.
Yeah.
All right, well that's great.
I ended up replying to the text from the girl in my class, and I did feel really guilty since that was the whole reason me and my boyfriend fought. But it has been nice to talk to her, and she's been really understanding and let me vent.
She probably wants to F you again.
Yeah. She's into you, girl.
I'm thinking she's been hit with the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've been working on this thing of like, I'll talk about it, but my girlfriend's bi, and like I have a hard time understanding when other girls flirt with her. Because guys, whenever they flirt with her, they want to buy her something.
Yeah.
They buy you drinks, dinner. With girls, they're cheap. They're not going to buy her anything. But at what point in the conversation do I intervene?
I think your girlfriend. I don't think you need to. I think
you don't.
I think
leave
your
it up to her because it's going to cause issues.
This is evil Angie I'm talking about. Not my princess angel Angie. I'm talking
then
about
you should
evil
be
Angie.
with evil Angie.
Yeah, what?
Like she's hot and I love her. Anyways, at what point in the conversation should I intervene? When they start talking about nails, or when they talk about like what strap-on she prefers? What part in the conversation do I intervene? Help me. Or does no one know how to do this?
I think that it is her responsibility to be like, by the way, this is my boyfriend.
I think it is different. Honestly, I think it's different than a man flirting with her because there is more possibility for it to be uncomfortable for her.
Mm-hmm.
And girls are sneaky because they already have that comfort level.
Yeah, I think there is a more implicit or implied comfort in an interaction
I can talk
with a
to
woman.
girls all day, but then talking to a guy, I'm like, I don't know, like I can get weird vibes immediately.
But I think you let Angie handle that.
Okay. Well, I was just working on a bit here.
You were working on evil Angie.
I was working on this evil Angie bit.
I couldn't give you an answer.
There's no evil part of
because
her.
Girls have it. They're sneaky because they could literally say, "Girl, your ass is so fat," or like, "You look so fucking hot," and then they got it in. But if a guy does that, then it's like immediately off.
Well, then he's gay.
If he sounds like that, he's gay.
They think it's gay. Guys, it's a bit I'm working on. I trust Angie completely.
Yeah, he's working on it, guys.
Can a guy not?
Can a guy not do a bit?
He's a pista. We got pistas here.
I don't know if I should just go through with it and tell her we should stop talking. Though at the same time, I don't like the thought of my boyfriend controlling me, as my friends have said.
That's true.
Any advice would be so appreciated. And we've got an update, folks.
I don't think that I would put it under the category of controlling, though, because you guys kind of had this like
an agreement.
You had this arrangement where it was going to be like, okay, we're not going to be emotionally involved with these people, and now it seems like you guys have gotten closer, and he has now become like the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's in the passenger seat, now he's in the back seat. So it's like. Like I think that he should be, priority over this girl, but also like the way that he's reacting makes you, not want it. So it's hard, very hard.
Yes, it is. 3 days later, I have decided to end things with my boyfriend. Well, there we go.
I by the way he was talking to you, I'm glad you made this decision.
Yeah, and you were into that girl, so.
Now I have a new girlfriend.
Yeah, very quick. I honestly went into that conversation preparing to say that we should take a break, but once I actually started talking, I changed my mind.
Wow.
I don't really feel any regret over my decision, more so over my actions in the last couple weeks of our relationship. He was pretty mad when I told him that we should break up. He didn't really say a lot and left pretty quickly. Later, he texted me and said he couldn't believe I was throwing away our relationship for this, and that I was going to regret it. I honestly wasn't prepared for the breakup talk, which is why I didn't get the chance to really explain how there were a lot of things throughout our relationship that just weren't right, that we never fixed. And I didn't feel like telling him all that over text, so I just ignored him. As for the girl, we continued texting, but I started to realize that I might actually have a crush on her. And I feel awful for it. No, girl, you're fine. Keep going.
This is his own demise. This is what he did.
Yeah, he did this. Just keep going. You broke up with him. You didn't cheat on him. We're good.
Okay, I will say one thing that I think they did wrong with this whole process.
Yeah.
So I think they should have found the girl or the third partner together.
Agreed, yeah.
And not have her find it, because he just wanted to get his rocks off.
He just said yeah. He was like, yeah, that's good.
I feel like you should have go to a bar, find someone, and then go from there.
If they wanted it to be successful, yes.
Yeah, I agree.
It does feel like I was cheating, and I also feel horrible for dragging her into all of this. I don't think it would be right to go out with her, nor do I even feel capable of that so soon after I ended things with my ex-boyfriend, or continue texting her when I feel this way about her. So I might just end things with her after all. Whoa, 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 whoa! Don't end things with us, though, because we've got full episodes that you can listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Just search up OK Storytime. Also, girl... Oops.
Slow down.
Sorry.
Slow down.
Hold on. Whatever you
Slow your roll.
I'm going to fix that. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes, girly. This is what we do. I agree that you shouldn't immediately go date this girl after you broke up with your boyfriend of 4 years.
Wait, time out. Type 1 if you think date right now, 2 later.
I think that you tell her how you feel. You say, hey, I think I really liked our time together. I really like talking to you. I think I have this emotional connection with you. I am not in the place right now to have a romantic relationship. But if you are willing to see where this goes slowly, I'm all for it. I think that's what you should do. Because then you're honest and you're upfront.
I agree. I feel like have that conversation. Be like, yeah, so this happened. I mean, it seems like you guys have gotten closer since, all this happened. So like, I feel like, if you want to tell her, you also don't have to tell her like anything. Don't rush into anything. Don't be like, oh my God, now I feel bad. Like maybe I just shouldn't, whatever. I think right now you're in breakup city. Yeah. So like you got to give yourself a little bit of time to, travel through, see all the sights and then get out of there.
Also,
what?
This woman did open your mind to the spicy world and the reality of it.
Oh, yeah.
She brought in your perspective.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why you would feel this way. Kind of like, oh, how many times can I actually cross the finish line without someone distracting me?
It's true. But we got a little bit more left. For a long time, I wasn't sure if I was even into girls. So I've never been in a relationship with one before. But even now that I know 100%, I don't think that this is the right time or situation to date a woman for the first time. Especially not someone who has been so kind and attentive to me. It would be unfair to her, and I think it's probably best to end things now rather than to let them drag on. But like, it's also not fair to her to just like cut it off.
Sounds like me. I'm like, I just don't want to give her the wrong idea. Not just be done.
Yeah, I think that you, as long as you're honest and upfront, I think if you're honest, then that's all you need. And then they get to make the decision. Don't make a decision for someone.
That is also true.
Also wanted to thank everyone for giving me a wake-up call. I honestly didn't expect strangers on the internet telling me similar things to what my friends have been telling me to be this helpful. And there we go.
Girl, we got you.
We got you.
Don't worry. Don't you worry.
But like, listen to us.
We know it all. We know it all.
But we got another story, folks.
My boyfriend wanted an open relationship until I did too.
Open for me, but not for thee.
I come from a small town where everyone knows each other. I was raised in a very strict Catholic household and had a pretty sheltered life growing up. No dating, no parties, none of that stuff. So when I moved to the city for college, it was a whole new world. I had total freedom.
Okay, Aladdin.
Right? By the way, this comes from users deleted. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, that's when I met my boyfriend. He's a little older and honestly the most amazing person I had ever met. He taught me so much about life and love and made everything feel exciting. I was completely over the moon when we became a couple. We've been together for 3.5 years now. I had so many firsts with him. Naturally, I assumed we would get married. He was my one and only. Then about 8 months ago, he sat me down and he told me he felt like our relationship was losing its spark. I was shocked because I thought we were doing really good. For a second, I thought he was about to break up with me, but instead, he said we should open up the relationship and explore polyamory. He said it's more normal now and that it could actually help bring us closer. I was hurt. Like, really hurt. I couldn't believe he'd even ask me that. But I loved him too much. He's my first love. I didn't want to lose him, so I said yes. He made some rules. like no bringing other people into our beds, we live separately anyway, and to keep things away from places we'd usually go. But honestly, I didn't care about the rules. I couldn't even imagine being with someone else. I only wanted him. But that first month, things didn't get better. I saw him less and less. He was always busy. I checked his social media and saw he started hanging out with some girl. She posted him all the time. I was burning with jealousy, but I didn't say anything. When I did see him, he was sweet like always. But it started to feel like he was just trying to make up for not being around. I felt like I was the one doing all the work. Planning stuff, texting first, chasing after him, holding on so tight while he felt far away. Then a few months ago, we were supposed to see a movie together, but he bailed on me last minute. I went anyway. While I was there, I ran into one of my friends, and she was with her older brother. We ended up watching the film together. Afterward, we grabbed some drinks, and I started noticing how attractive and funny he was. I caught him looking at me a certain way too, like maybe he felt something. I didn't pursue anything though. This was all so new to me. Liking someone else? That felt so weird. He eventually found me on Instagram and we started talking. I told him about the open relationship and he was super chill about it.
Of course.
Yeah, babe, I hear you. I'm like totally cool with that. Yeah.
Super chill. Because he wants a Netflix and chill.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you got a boyfriend, but you can still hang out with me?
Super chill, babe.
He said he was happy to spend time with me without worrying about cheating. We started hanging out more, and honestly, I didn't feel so alone anymore. I didn't feel like I had to beg someone for love. Even the little time I spent with my boyfriend started to feel enough because my heart didn't feel so empty anymore. One day, after we'd become close friends, he just kissed me on the lips. And it hit me. I had feelings for him. Spicy related ones.
Uh-oh, he kissed your lips.
We ended up hooking up not long after. And it was amazing. I felt wanted. I felt wanted and cherished. And he was so gentle and so generous.
Generous with his delivery.
I couldn't get enough of him. It felt like he balanced me out in a way I didn't know I needed. I finally understood what being poly could really mean. Loving more than one person in a way that felt real and full. We even joined the gym together and started working out. He is a busy guy, but always made time for me. Always invited me into his world and his hobbies. I felt special and giddy.
Okay, so just I feel like what you're really experiencing is having a good boyfriend versus a bad one. My mic is naked.
It's naked.
Nobody look at it.
Yeah, I think this is just what, actual love is supposed to be.
You said this was like your first boyfriend.
The other one was her first.
Yeah, so it's like you're just discovering like, oh, this is what a
relationship
this is what a thoughtful partner, this is what a good partner feels like.
Exactly.
Then this week, my boyfriend comes to me and says, I think we should close the relationship and focus on each other. I was confused. I asked him why. Things are going really good for us. He said, it's time to think about the future and building something serious.
Bro, this guy is so full of it.
We're thinking about it now?
This is when you just leave this guy and you start dating the other guy that you like.
The one that makes you giddy.
Yeah, because this guy's...
Got the gwitty.
That was what he should have said at the beginning. He said, hey, I feel like our relationship is losing its,
pizzazz.
magic, its pizzazz. And then it's like, let's focus on us and like really try to, bring back quality time to our relationship.
It just feels like he had a girl in mind that he was like, I'm going to go off with this girl for a little bit. Oh, I'm kind of bored of this girl and you kind of like seem like you're trying to maybe get interested in someone else. So I think we should close this off because I'm not comfortable anymore.
100%. I bet he got rejected.
Then he brought up religion. You're Catholic. You should understand. If you want this to last, it has to just be the two of us. When I hesitated, he started guilt tripping me like I was doing something wrong. Like I wasn't thinking about us. I love him. I really do. But now I feel confused. I feel upset. I didn't ask for any of this. He opened the door and I just followed because I loved him. And now that I found a little peace, a little joy, he wants to shut it all down. It feels unfair and I don't know what to do. I'm here for advice and support. I feel so depressed about this issue. And we have some comments. As a poly person, what he did and is doing isn't poly. It's cheating with extra steps. Poly has to be worked on and agreed upon by all parties. You go in together, you go out together. You can't just drag your partner along and then unilaterally decide to close. If he lost the spark after only 3.5 years and you're 21, he is not in it for the long haul. He does not respect you. And this is OP's moment of clarity. Main reason I stayed monogamous was because of my faith and my love for him. He knows it and probably banked on that. I have the clarity I needed after posting here. I'm ending it.
All right.
Nice.
Post clarity.
And we have an update. I spoke to my boyfriend and told him I don't want to close the open relationship. I've grown to really enjoy dating the other guy, and it's not something I agreed to just experiment. I told him it should be a joint decision. You can't just open and close a relationship as you please, especially when someone else's feelings are involved. I also told him I was incredibly disappointed that he brought up my faith, knowing how much trauma and guilt I've carried from my religious upbringing. It felt manipulative and unfair. He didn't respond to my comments about religion, but instead said, "If you want a future with me, this needs to end or we're done." I told him, then it's done.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
Exactly what I said. They offer you the door, and then you just go, okay.
They're like, she won't walk out, and then you
They call
walk
your
out, and they
bluff.
go, that's not allowed. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to be with anyone else.
She wouldn't let me make a pickle pie. So I said, we're done.
Peter
I don't-
Pickle's mad.
I promise from now on, I'm not going to say pickle pie ever again.
Thank
All right,
you.
go.
He got heated and said I was throwing away nearly 4 years for a guy I've only been seeing for a few months and tried to make me feel guilty. But I reminded him that he was the one who lost the spark, who wanted to sleep with other women, and who opened the relationship in the first place, not me. I just agreed because I loved him and hoped he would realize I'm the only one for him. I didn't ask for this. After some time, he calmed down. We had a long emotional conversation. He cried. He apologized. He told me he should have ended things instead of trying to fix our relationship with polyamory. He admitted he still loves me and that seeing me happy with someone else made him jealous, even though he knew he had no right to be. He said he probably deserves the pain and he respects my decision to end it. We hugged and agreed that even though our relationship is over, the first 2 years were beautiful. We've been together 3.5.
Be still my heart. I'm sorry you're who is this guy? This was your first. It makes sense this was your first because you just don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you're like 21. You just don't know that this guy is kind of garbage.
You don't understand what prospects are out there.
I can't imagine saying that to a partner.
They mutually agreed that one. We hugged and agreed.
All right. This should have ended a year and a half ago.
We'll always have a place in each other's hearts, even though the relationship has run its course. Later, I met up with the other guy I've been seeing. I told him everything. I ended things with my boyfriend because I didn't want to let him go. I told him I'm not rushing into anything, that I don't expect him to give me all of his time or energy right away, but I'd love to date and see where things go. That's when he opened up and told me that watching me stay with my boyfriend while we were seeing each other was hard. He said it hurt him, but he kept quiet because he liked me so much and knew what he was getting into. He never intended to be in a polyamorous relationship, but only agreed to it because he really wanted to be with me and didn't want to lose the chance. He secretly hoped we'd break up because, in his words, you deserve someone who wants you completely. And by the way, from now on, and always, you can go listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, search up OK Storytime. A little bit more.
Well, I'm glad that
Andrew
you
said
found this guy
yes.
who actually will treat you right and cares about you.
Yay. Takes you to the
Thank
gym.
God.
Yeah.
They have a gym membership together.
Yeah.
They go to the gym together.
Let's go
He's
to
a busy
the
guy,
gym.
but he still thinks of her and hangs out with her in his free time.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Dang.
a busy guy.
He said he likes me a lot, sees a future with me, and wants to just date each other for now. We're not rushing into exclusivity, but we've both agreed not to see other people and see how this naturally unfolds. We already know we like each other and don't want to see anyone else. At the same time, I don't want to jump into an exclusive relationship. I just want to take my time since I left my first long-term relationship. I hope that makes sense. So even though I'm mourning the loss of my first relationship that meant the world to me for a long time, I feel hopeful. I feel like I'm stepping into something new, something healthy, something that only involves just two people, LOL. And that's the end of that story.
My wife is furious I'm not dating anyone else after I agreed to an open marriage.
Now you're just looking for a reason to be mad.
My wife and I have been together for 13 years and married for 10. We have a 7-year-old ADHD son who needs a lot of adult supervision. My wife came out as bi and non-monogamous last year. I agreed to open up the marriage so she could explore that side of her. By the way, this comes from Deleted, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Matt.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, I wasn't thrilled about it, but 1, it meant a lot to her. 2, sometimes you just gotta do crap you don't want. And 3, I have a bunch of blood pressure related issues that are making it hard for me to keep up in that area. She has an online boyfriend she's hooked up with a few times, and she's also gone on a couple of dates with different women. I am technically allowed to date other people as well, in the same sense that a vegetarian is allowed to eat steak tartare. I have 0 interest, and even if I were interested, between work and our son, I flat out don't have time. Lately, my wife has told me she feels like I'm guilt-tripping her and martyring myself by not taking advantage of the open part of our open relationship. When I tell her I'm not interested, she gets angry and says I'm being unfair and hurts her feelings by not participating. Twice now, she's threatened to break up with her boyfriend, and at this point, I honestly couldn't care less if she did, and I know she won't. I am not a patient man by default, and what little patience I have is all but gone here. She already gets to F other people and come back to our home, and that's not good enough for her anymore. I've been thinking about threatening divorce, but I don't want to make threats in general, and especially not until I'm 100% committed to following through, and I'm not there yet. We are in couples therapy. Our therapist is useless on this issue. She just makes us automatically denigrate ourselves by saying, the story I'm telling myself is whenever we talk about our feelings. One time, she charged us $400 for a podcast recommendation. Yikes. My wife loves this therapist and does not want to switch. I have been asking around for some perspectives on this. Consensus seems to be a combination of maybe she feels guilty and you are a liar and an idiot. Any advice, please? And edit, I did not have get screamed at for saying I consented on my bingo card. I'll just say that up front. Relevant comment says the internet had plenty to say in response. A non-commenter says, you know your relationship better than anyone here, and it's clear you've already put a lot of thought and effort into navigating this. From the way you describe things, it sounds like there's some frustration and resentment building up, and that can make conversations harder. Has your wife shared what's underneath her wish for you to explore more? Is it about wanting you to feel balanced, or is it more about how she imagines fairness? And have you two tried exploring together, whether that means deepening intimacy just between you, or finding safe ways to experiment as a couple before branching out? I don't envy the spot you're in. It sounds draining, especially while managing the demands of parenting and health. Opening a relationship is complicated even when things are solid, and it often amplifies existing tensions rather than smoothing them out. I hope you both find a way to realign, whether that means leaning into the open marriage with more togetherness or focusing back on strengthening your foundation. OP says, has your wife shared what's underneath her wish for you to explore more? Is it about wanting to feel balanced, or is it more how she imagines fairness? OP responds and says, she says it's because she thinks me not sleeping around is me actively guilt-tripping her for sleeping around. My guess is she doesn't want to be seen as the only one doing it if and when other people find out. Another commenter says, wow, that sucks. Sorry you're going through it. Why does she say she feels like you're guilt-tripping her? Is there something else besides you just not feeling like dating right now? You can tell her you might date someone later and you reserve the right to. Maybe you'll meet someone and have feels for them. Who knows? But it's strange that she gets to have her harem and is pissed rather than concerned or apathetic that you're not doing anything for yourself in this area. What is her explanation for feeling like you guilt trip her? Is it all just protection? Is it all just projection, or do you think there might be a path to putting that whole part to rest? She's getting to have her cake and eat it too. There should be incentive there for her to make a peaceful truce so the two of you can focus on your daughter together instead of this toxic dynamic. I think you're going to hear a lot of feedback like, your relationship styles are incompatible, break up. But it sounds more to me like your partner is having a real crisis and needs to find a healthy way to process everything. I hope you guys find a way forward, but also I would say that you should drop out of the sessions with that therapist. Couples therapy can only do so much, and the couple needs to at least agree on the therapist. I think you'll both do better with individual therapy, particularly if you make improving communication and understanding of each other one of your goals in individual therapy, to work out within yourselves and try to bring back to the relationship. OP responds, so far she seems to think it's self-obvious and that if I were happy about her doing it, I'd obviously be doing it myself. And the first time I made the mistake of telling her I wasn't happy with it, she threatened to break up with her boyfriend. There should be incentive there for her too to make a peaceful truce. OP says, I agree, it would be nice if she could learn to take the win for once. Steelman Fallacy says, get another therapist, one that has E&M experience. Good idea. OP responds, this one does. Steelman Fallacy says, that is unexpected. What is your therapist saying? If they are useless on this issue, it usually means either they don't have E&M experience or they're telling you something you don't want to hear. OP says she charged $400 for a podcast recommendation and told us to preface everything we say about our feelings with, the story I'm telling myself is. She also thinks I'll enjoy sleeping around when I start doing it. Yeah, you need a new therapist because you don't have to want to sleep with other people. You never said you wanted an open relationship. I don't think this is working.
Hey Siri, play Toxicity by System of a Down.
Yeah, I don't think this is working.
No. There's so
there's an
much.
update, but yeah.
There's so much on the wife's side that is
yeah.
not working. And I don't know if OP is doing anything to encourage it or to push the wife away.
Sure.
We're only getting the one side, but at least from this one side, it's not healthy
good,
for either of them. I think if they break up, then wifey can go have what she wants without having to feel guilt tripped, and OP can focus on themselves.
Yeah. I mean, they also have a kid, which makes
this
things harder.
This is not a healthier environment. If they're always fighting, if they're guilt tripping each other, then that kid is going to grow up seeing these two people who hate each other, and they're going to have an unhealthy image of relationships. Whereas if they split and both parents are happy and then she can pursue what she
wants. Exactly.
Yeah,
she can pursue what she wants.
Okay, there are different ways in the world that relationships can work. Not one size fits all, as long as it's safe and healthy and happy.
Yeah,
you know?
It's just really difficult when you go into a relationship and then later on have that realization of
right.
I have different desires.
I think that's a problem with our society, is that it projects relationships and marriage as like you have to be successful and happy after the first one.
Yeah.
But like, just trace the history back. A lot of it's just historical for like owning land and inheritance and stuff.
Yeah. You don't have to stay in this.
No.
There is an update. It's been too long and there are officially too many responses for me to reply to them all. So I'm making a new thread. It's been this long in part because shortly after I said I wouldn't debate the fact that I consented to this anymore, someone reported me to the admins and got me suspended. So congratulations to whoever did that for a twist I didn't see coming. Anyway, we've had some couples therapy sessions in the meantime, and I brought up yet again that I'm fine with her having her boyfriend and dating other women. I just don't want to sleep around with anyone else right now. Didn't work. They both think I'm just a dumb, boring a-hole. The next session I tried an analogy of someone bringing you a bowl of ice cream that you asked for, even though they don't want any ice cream themselves. Actual response from the therapist, I just don't see why you wouldn't have your own bowl of ice cream. That's kind of a downer. So no progress there. To address other general themes and categories of comments, because there are too many to respond to them all, take some time for yourself and or do something with your friends. This one popped up a lot, and I can see the reasoning behind it. The problem is twofold. One, my wife doesn't want me to take time for myself or spend time with my friends. She specifically wants me to date and F other people. That time and those friends don't exist. We lost 3 people at my job and I took over 2 of their workloads. My kid requires constant hovering and goading just to get his homework done. And to make sure he hasn't had another poop or pee accident, the neurons just aren't firing for him to be aware of all that. My friend group is all lost to normal friend erosion, a couple early passings, having an autistic kid who doesn't like to leave the house or play well with others, and us moving across the country. And again, my wife doesn't want me to take time to meet with them. She wants me to F other people. Why can't your wife spend more time with the kid? OP says, based on what I've seen the few times I've been out of town for work or funerals, for all that my wife has going for her, she's really, really bad at solo parenting. She doesn't cook, so anything the two of them would be eating is either raw fruit and veg. Something I cooked before and left for her to reheat, and she stopped liking leftovers, so that's a non-starter or fast food. She doesn't clean or do laundry, so unless I've done a thorough cleaning and laundry frenzy immediately before leaving, they'll be wearing filthy rags, and there will be flies and spoiled food in the kitchen and living room.
What does this woman do?
Nothing. She dates other people. That's it.
But who wants to date her with that?
Literally leave her. I'm sorry. She doesn't clean. She doesn't do laundry. She doesn't cook. She doesn't know how to care for your child. Bye. You're not co-parenting. There's literally no reason to stay with this woman.
There is one parent and one large child and one small child.
Yep. If she doesn't like his teacher, she won't make him do homework. She has trouble remembering to give him his meds. Literally leave her. So his behavior issues flare up at school. She's also way more willing to just let him skip school than I am. So I always have to play catch up whenever I get back. My family lives too far away to pick up the slack for her, and her family is flighty and unreliable. And what do you want out of this? I want her to stop badgering me to date other people. That's literally it. OP, you are aiming too low.
OP, you deserve much more than just don't have to date other people. You
OP, she's doing nothing. Yeah, I think that you are grossly underestimating the problems in your relationship.
What does
you have a lot
she
to fix.
bring to this?
Nothing. She's actively taking. I want her to be satisfied with the win she already got. Someone says, you need to find a new therapist, and she needs to get her own therapist, and you need your own therapist too. OP says, in an ideal world, sure, but we don't have the budget to triple our therapy costs, and I don't have the ability to dip out of work in the middle of the day once or twice a week for even more 45-minute chunks of time for even more therapy. And someone says, just close the relationship. OP says, if I thought that would solve anything, I would. But it wouldn't. She would just be even angrier at me, or she'd just cheat, or both. Why did you agree to this if you don't want it? OP says, I guarantee everyone here has agreed to do something they didn't want to do because a friend or partner asked. I guarantee nobody here has gotten 100% of what they wanted 100% of the time. Sometimes you do, in fact, have to compromise and give in.
I feel like wife has pretty much gotten everything she's wanted.
She's gotten everything.
Except for her husband to go sleep around.
She got to sleep around with other people. She got to not help with the kid, not learn how to cook, clean, laundry, anything. You've gotten nothing. Your girl says she's bi, but she effed a dude. She came out as bi and non-monogamous. Those are two different things. That's it. Not expecting much of anything here. And by the way, I'm expecting you guys to listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story, but do you have any final thoughts?
Something is up with OP that they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Because they're already doing all of the work already with the kid.
There's literally nothing good about this relationship,
they're not
seemingly.
Being intimate, clearly, because
he already said they weren't.
He already said they're not. He can't because of his medication. And 2, she's looking for that. And 3, I mean, she's looking for it with other people. There's clearly no emotional support because the whole problem with this is that it's emotional attacks and abuse from the wife. Yeah. So there's no friendship. There's no intimacy. There's no dual childcare. Is it money? Does OP's wife come from money and that's what they're using to support the child?
I don't know if she has a job. It doesn't even seem like she.
So maybe.
Well, she must have a job. She must be doing something.
Counting
she's not
her
taking
money.
care of the kid. Yeah.
Maybe she's a professional speed dater or something. I don't know. But there's nothing here for OP.
Nope. Break up.
Needs to leave.
Divorce.
You're taking care of the kid anyway, so what really is going to change?
There's nothing's going to change. You don't need her help. Divorce. Comments. Deleted wrote, do your wife and therapist know that it's much harder to find females who will date an E&M man? OP says her point has been, 1, it's depressing that I haven't even tried. 2, that she's certain I will be happier when I do it, not if, when. Jaybird says they're acting like you can just run down to the coffee shop and pick up a date that'll agree to have spicy sleep with you. Dating is hard work for married E&M dudes, even when they're enthusiastic about doing it. This is totally unfair and unrealistic expectations. Does your couples therapist have an actual experience doing non-monogamy themselves? Edit, as a married E&M woman, if I went on a date with a man and any whiff of this scenario came to light, I'd run for the hills. OP responds, about the therapist, I'm not about to ask her for her dating history, but she advertises as an E&M poly-friendly therapist and has good reviews. Ghost P wrote, this doesn't sound like a very fulfilling marriage in general. Have you considered a separation? OP responds, yes, and I'm not there yet. Dang. Crimson says, it sounds like you are a solo parent already with a controlling roommate for a wife. Your whole point, too, is full of red flags. She can't feed your kid or do any cleaning or keep up with his meds or have firm boundaries around school. She sounds less like a parent and more like a put-upon older sibling. Whether or not you're E&M, having personal time to yourself to do things is a no-brainer, friends. Take all the conversation about E&M out, and I'm having a hard time seeing how this is a healthy partnership where you evenly divide up tasks and have the time to enjoy things that make you happy. Your wife needs to ask herself why she is so against you taking personal time to do hobbies or connect with your friends. But that's work she needs to do in therapy. This whole trying to strong-arm you into effing people is really bearing the lead on some severely underlying problems. And OP responds, your wife needs to ask herself why she's so against you taking personal time to do hobbies or connect with your friends. When I said she doesn't want me to take time off or spend time with friends, I didn't mean to suggest that she's against the idea of me having friends to taking personal time. Sorry for any confusion this may have caused. What I meant to say was that she will not take, how about I just go on a walk? Or what if I renewed my gym membership and started doing that again? Or would it be okay if I took a long weekend to fly back home and see my friends instead? As a compromise to me dating other people. That would all have to be in addition to. Selwild says, your wife is acting in a very weird and controlling manner. Honestly, what would happen if you put your foot down and drew some boundaries? Stop attending couples therapy. Stop engaging in conversations with her when she tries to insist you date others. What would she do? And that's the end of that story.
My boyfriend's wife forced me out of her house. Now she's divorcing him.
Your boyfriend's what?
This is a complicated story that involves the breakdown of an open relationship between consenting adults. Here are your major players. Kim, me, 48 female. Leanne, 42 female, my boyfriend Adam's wife. Adam, my boyfriend and Leanne's husband, 43 male. My boyfriend Mike, 51 male. Leanne and Adam's daughter Paisley, and my son from my former marriage to Matt.
Well, we got a full ensemble of characters in this story.
We surely do. By the way, this comes from Buckle Up 987643, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give you good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in the situation, so let us know what you would do in the comments. So, OP says, I met Adam at a bar 12 years ago, and we immediately connected. Adam had been in an open relationship with Leanne since they met in college. I was married at the time, but admittedly, I was cheating on my husband, Clark, 49 male, who is my son, Matt's father. Cool.
Admittedly.
You got me. I cheated on him. Adam didn't know he was an affair partner and thought Clark and I were in a don't ask, don't tell relationship. Once Adam found out 2 years into our relationship by way of Clark confronting him, he broke up with me. Clark divorced me, took the house, and took primary custody of Matt. I got a pittance of alimony and had to get a job at a local pet store to afford a 2-bedroom apartment so Matt could have his own room when visiting on weekends. 2 years after Adam broke up with me, I ran into him at a restaurant and we decided to have coffee and catch up a few days later. During our coffee date, Adam admitted that he still had feelings for me, but he had found it difficult to get over my lack of honesty about my relationship with my husband. I promised him right away that
that I would never betray his trust like that ever again because I truly believe he's the love of my life. We agreed to start seeing each other again after that. Adam did have to smooth things over with Leanne and spent a month trying to convince her that I had changed and wasn't going to lie again. Interesting. I just smiled graciously when she and Adam invited me over for breakfast and was very sweet and helpful. I could tell Leanne still didn't trust me, but she couldn't do anything about it because Adam was completely on my side. I've always gotten the impression that Leanne thinks she's better than me. I was a stay-at-home mom while she was a self-described career woman. She has a master's degree in engineering and a cushy job at one of the area's largest employers. I asked her to get me a job there a few years ago, but she sent me listings for admin and cleaning positions. When I confronted her, she said that my work history and GED only qualified me for those roles, and she couldn't risk her reputation by sticking her neck out for me. I called Adam afterwards and cried because she was so rude to me. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that's that rude. Depending on how she said it, I feel like that's, like, justified.
You tried to work at an engineering facility with a GED? You were just like,
Well,
go ahead and get me in there. Give me a job there. I'm underqualified.
Yeah,
She
she's
literally
got a
just
master's.
sent you the job listings for what she could get you.
And, like, yeah, I'm not gonna stick my neck out for someone who just has a GED and no engineering experience.
Yeah.
And also who is my husband's girlfriend. Like, I don't really know you well enough, care about you enough to, like, try to get you a better job.
Yeah, and I'm sure she is aware of everything that happened.
Yeah.
Seeing as you were dating her, right?
Husband,
Like,
yeah.
And that was while they were together.
This was while they were together. So I guess at that point, when she wasn't wanting to get her a better job, she, like, didn't really know that OP was cheating.
Right.
But
They just thought it
still-
was a whole open thing that was like,
don't ask, don't tell.
everything was fine.
Right.
So, yeah, of course she's not gonna be like, well, yeah, I'll lie and say you're qualified to be an engineer.
Right. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Leanne and Adam invited me and my son Matt to come live with them in their house 3 years ago so that I could save money and start going to community college. I quit my job to focus on school full time because Adam said he could support me. Everything was going smoothly until 2 years in when I met my boyfriend, Mike. Mike and I clicked so well that he proposed to me at the county fair after 6 months of dating. I was over the moon and took Mike home to tell Adam and Leanne.
Wait, what is going on?
She lives with Adam and Leanne. Leanne congratulated us and went to bed early. Adam congratulated us and went to get champagne, but he was acting strangely distant. I confronted Adam after Mike went home, and he admitted that he was taken aback by your sudden engagement to Mike. We argued until 2 a.m., at which point Adam said he needed to go to bed for work. I yelled at him for running off like a coward, but he ignored me. Adam and I slowly patched things up. He was still very jealous of Mike, maybe because he realized that he had made a mistake in marrying Princess Leanne. I talked Adam into going to couples therapy with me, and the therapist suggested that he channel his jealousy into our spicy sleep life.
What the?
I don't understand how that is a good solution.
Doesn't
ever.
sound healthy at all.
Not at all. I never knew he could be so good at angry, spicy sleep. Oh my God. Mike started getting jealous of all the spicy sleep that Adam and I were having, so I asked Adam if Mike could move into the mother-in-law suite above the detached garage.
So you asked your boyfriend if your husband can move into the garage,
Yeah,
and your boyfriend's like, let me ask my wife
right. And
if
that's
your husband.
I'm like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I'm just okay.
It just never stops
was
getting
just-
worse.
This next line is insane. Leanne's mother had lived there while battling cancer, but she had been gone for years.
Well, another wrinkle to the story we have here.
Holy crap.
It's not just a living space over the garage.
No.
It's her
her deceased.
deceased mother's living space.
Yeah, Adam agreed immediately, but Leanne didn't want Mike moving into her mother's final home. Adam eventually coaxed her into letting Mike move in about a year ago. Oh my God. Mike quit his mechanic job once he moved in since he was saving so much on rent. Neither of us paid rent because Leanne's salary covered the mortgage.
Leanne was making us feel uncomfortable, so we spent most of our time in the suite when she wasn't on business trips. I could tell Adam was relieved when she was out of town. It just keeps getting better. I told him I loved him more than anyone and wished that I was his wife instead of Leanne. Adam seemed to agree with me when I said that Leanne was a toxic influence on him and their daughter Paisley. Paisley is Matt about not cleaning their shared bedroom. What? Matt is OP's kid. OP's kid is living there. That's what it was.
Right.
Okay. My freak out was because I thought it said Mike.
Right.
And I was like, there's no way that Mike is moving in with the child.
That would be insane.
That was insane. But it's still kind of crazy that Paisley is like, yo, my dad's girlfriend's kid, why aren't you cleaning our shared room? I had no idea that OP's kid moved in with the daughter.
There's the two kids. That would be, what a wild like hangout that would be, is like just two kids being like, yeah, what's going on with our wives? What's happening to us?
What an example of relationships for those kids.
Speaking of examples, I wanted to point out that this woman is trying to say, oh yeah, I feel like freaking Leanne is a negative influence on your kid. Really? The one with the master's degree in engineering who has this stable job and pays for the mortgage and provides everything? Really?
Exactly. Like, come on. Paisley tried to institute a cleaning schedule without my permission, but I shut it down. My son is older than her and doesn't need to be bossed around. Things had otherwise been going great until 2 weeks ago. On one of Leanne's business trips, she noticed that one of her credit cards was missing and the one she had was declined. She was furious when she got home and looked up the billing statements. She got even angrier when Adam told her that I had the missing credit card. Well, he's been letting me use it since I moved in because I'm a part of the household and Clark's alimony payments had stopped. She started screeching about credit card fraud and threatened to report me to the police. Last week, Leanne walked into the house with 3 folders. She slammed down divorce papers in front of Adam, then gave me and Mike eviction notices and restraining orders.
Good job, Leanne.
Absolutely. She accused us of acting inappropriately towards Paisley because Paisley had called her to cry that Mike and I were trying to force her to date Matt. Matt is just lonely and has a crush on Paisley? Mike and I were kidding. Paisley is being melodramatic and trying to sabotage our lives. I'm gonna look at these ages.
I'm sorry. Are you now levying accusations that a child is able to ruin your life?
Yeah.
A child is manipulating the puppet strings to make your lives fall apart? You guys have earned all of this.
This is so insane. We never got the ages of these children.
I'm sure that they're, they have to be at least like 10, 11, somewhere.
I think they must.
If Paisley's making a cleaning schedule.
Right. I think they might even be teenagers. So at least 12 years old because she's got a kid with Clark.
Okay.
So something around there.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
It's not very often that we get an OP who's so unbelievably in the wrong. But this is wild.
Is like laughable. This is insane. She even accused Matt of watching her sleep at night because she caught him in her room once late at night. He probably just wandered in there on accident. I thought they were sharing a room. What? I told Adam that this was a conspiracy, but he wouldn't listen. He told us to pack our bags and leave because Leanne was threatening to call the police. He was also leaving to stay with his aunt to give Leanne and Paisley some space. Leanne is also pissed about the credit card debt. Adam gave me the card. I had permission. Leanne said me and Mike were spending too much on home decor, sports gambling, and fancy restaurants. She's threatening to come after us if we don't pay off the $150,000 debt from the past 3 years. But OP continues, she can cover it herself. She makes twice that in a year. I feel bad for Adam because Leanne is going to try to take everything in the divorce. Leanne hired someone to change all the locks the minute we left. She's forcing us to hire movers to remove our things because we aren't allowed on her property. I think that's illegal. One of my friends from high school is a property law attorney, and I'm going to see if she'll take on my case pro bono.
Of course it would be pro bono.
Of course.
You don't have her credit card to pay with anymore.
Of course. What happened to all that rent money that you're saving?
Yeah.
Why can't you, what?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter because he quit his job.
Yeah.
He's not making any money anymore. I'm saving so much money, I'll just stop making it.
Jeez. We're living in a crappy motel 30 minutes away from Leanne. Mike, Matt, and I are suffering. All three of us had to get jobs, and Clark is only willing to provide support for Matt if he moves back in with him. I'm so devastated by the mess my life has become. I feel so bad for Adam because he's losing everything because of Leanne and her lying daughter.
Oh my lord.
I keep texting him that I love him, but he called me an a-hole and stopped responding. I even told my parents what's going on, and they told me that I made my own bed and I have to sleep in it now.
Amen. Hey, good job, parents. They know what's up.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Oh my God. But you know who else knows what's up? Is you guys in just a second. But I don't even know.
It's true. You will know what's up.
You're gonna know what's up if you listen closely. You can find full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever podcast platform you prefer. Just search OK Storytime and you will find all of these. My goodness.
My goodness gracious.
We have a little bit more to the story if you can believe it.
If Matt wasn't mixed up in all this, I would feel just so good about all of this now.
Poor Matt.
But man, poor Matt. What a bad shake for that kid.
We have a little bit more to the story. My parents are not going to send me any money. They said they'll send money to Clark to give to Matt because I took birthday checks that they sent to Matt when I was living in the studio apartment. I used some of the money to buy Matt a gift, but Matt told my parents that I was stealing from him. Well, Leanne, Paisley, Adam, and my parents are saying that I'm in the wrong for this mess. They think I'm the a-hole when Leanne engineered this whole situation to punish me because she never liked me. What's your verdict? Well, OP, I think our verdict is that you are the biggest, dirtiest a-hole that we've ever seen in our life.
Yeah, you are medically an a-hole.
Clean that a-hole.
My fiance wanted an open relationship, so I canceled the wedding.
Cancel it. Get him out. We don't want him.
All right, folks, where to start? This one is tough to type, and the paws are shaking as I'm doing it. As it says in the title, me and my fiance ex are 34 and 27 respectively, have been together for nearly 4 years overall, and are a year engaged. By the way, this comes from Throwaway 2019, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Savannah.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, I'll be totally honest here. Just before we got engaged, she had an emotional affair with a bloke that she worked with. I only found out because one of her friends' boyfriends, or best friends, I don't know, contacted me and said that he overheard the friend group discussing it. I confronted her at the time, and after a good bit of arguing and hassle, we came to an agreement to let it go. I'll be totally honest in saying that I'm still slightly in the process of getting over that particular incident, and it discolored my view of her. I manned up, moved on, and proposed, which I had planned on doing anyway. This is just to give an overall context here, and indeed to let it be known that there has been issues in the past. Fast forward to recent time. We are due married in November, traveling abroad for it with family, and back around October, she started acting a bit odd. Distant, not herself, away with the fairies. Even stopped having spicy sleep, which was very strange. I put it down to stress around organizing the wedding, and the fact that we had moved flats. Fast forward to Christmas time, and now things are coming to a head. I confronted her straight up, and she said out that she was sorry, she has just been stressed. I was very considerate and tried to help her through it. However, it basically continued on ebbing and flowing throughout the next 2 months up to yesterday. I arrived in from work last night, and she says that she wants to talk. The vibe was bad, guys. I could tell. We sat down and she said out that she has been reading and that she wasn't having second thoughts about the marriage, but the nature of our relationship. At this rate, I was getting a bit agitated, and I demanded that she come out with what the bloody heck she meant. Basically, a few of her friends had back in October, the times matched up, conveyed to her the idea of an open relationship. Basically, they stay with their blokes and have one-night stands on nights out if they fancy. Okay, That's also not an open relationship. Like, going out and just cheating on your partner is not an open relationship. Like, I'm assuming she hasn't done it yet, so she hasn't technically cheated, but like, just being like, so you're gonna stay loyal to me, and I'm actually gonna go out and have one night stands whenever I want, but you're gonna stay loyal to me. Is wild.
Sounds like a fun time. Also a horrible time. Hate that.
I'll be honest, the idea made me ill. I said this to her, and she asked to be heard out. Pulled out some online blog post by a blogger who had a husband and a live-in boyfriend. I got halfway through and told her enough of this nonsense. I wouldn't consider myself old-fashioned, but a wife or a fiancé bonking other men will never be in fashion. Not in my world, anyway. We got into a fight, and in the end, she was begging me to give it a chance and that nothing is set in stone. I basically said that I needed some headspace and that I'd spend the weekend at my mate's. It was quick after that, and I left without a fuss. I'm typing this on my mate's laptop and am in a bad mental way at the moment. I am seriously considering calling the whole thing off, both relationship and wedding. I suppose if anyone has been in a similar place, I could do with some advice. And we have some comments, but do you have any advice?
I agree with Sean IOP. Fiance wanted to cheat with no consequence.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, it seems like it's just it's only gonna benefit one person. Like,
Yeah.
obviously she just doesn't, like, she wants to go and be with other people, but like doesn't want him to be with other people. That's why, like, open relationships are just like really, really hard, and there's so much communication that's involved, and you also, like, you know, then one person's hotter than the other one. What do you do in that situation? What?
I'm actually just also still on
Don't
the
zoom in on this.
I'm still on the whole thing of like, I think that he shouldn't have proposed when he did, because he also clearly wasn't over
Yeah, you did it for the wrong
other
reasons.
things that were happening, and it's like I feel like he was just worried at that point about losing her, so he was like, I have to just get over it and propose, and it's like, nah, maybe we should have just waited for the whole wedding thing, and
maybe you should have, like, I don't know, had a conversation instead of being like,
I'm over
let's get
it.
married.
I'm over it. Will you marry me? Please.
Like, okay,
Please.
cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Whatever you want.
We have some comments. Comment 1. This is a deal breaker. You don't want an open relationship, and she does. There's no in between. Don't marry her. If she wants multiple relationships, she'll seek them out extramaritally anyway. Don't allow yourself that level of hurt when you can see it coming. Comment 2, it sounds to me like she has already cheated and is trying to have you retroactively validate it. If she is saying all of this before the wedding, I'd halt the wedding in my opinion. The last thing you want is for all of this to blow up after you have legally tied yourself up. And we have an update. Let's get right into it. Hello everyone, I said that I'd post an update, in large part due to the massive response I got yesterday. In many ways, I was only posting to repeat the situation in my head, but I found many great pieces of advice in there and support as well. Thanks to everyone who posted. I spent last night at my mate's, who was absolutely sound about the situation. He basically gave advice that was tantamount to what was given in the comments, to call off the relationship. We had a few drinks, a bit of banter, and this morning I went back to the flat and confronted her. She was there, neither I nor her work on Saturdays, and I set out my stake in as straightforward a manner I could. Basically, I said I didn't want to continue the relationship, and that it's better if we call the whole thing off. The wedding details are merely financial, and not too bad to call back. But at this rate, we couldn't continue to be together as we clearly desired different things. She basically expressed what she felt then, that we still had a chance and it could work, to give spicy-related freedom a chance. Look, I'm no crazy prude, but this crap just isn't up my alley at all. I basically said that over the weekend, I'd be over to collect my things. It's a rented flat in a town, no big obligation there, and that she can keep the place if she wants. I'll stay with my friend for a while to get myself sorted after. Towards the end, we had a full-blown shouting argument, but I stood my ground and didn't change my course. Not this time, boys and girls. And by the way, all you boys and girls can go to your favorite podcast platform. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can search up OK Storytime, and there'll be over 90 days of episodes for you guys to listen to. We've got a little bit more, but I feel like we all knew that was going there.
Yeah, this guy is a dummy, flabby piece of poop, and he has ruined. Well, actually, he didn't really ruin it. The girlfriend is fiancee. Fiancee is kind of like,
I don't really want to be with just you. I want to do other things with other people.
and he's like, what's wrong with me?
She's like, nothing. I just want other people.
Well,
And you, I want you to stay here. I'm gonna have other people.
yeah, I'm gonna have other people. You just stay as like a backup. I'll be back, I think. Well, I'll let you know.
I'd be
after-
so interested to know too, because she was like, "Oh yeah, my friends talked to me about this back in November, and they're all agreeing." How many boyfriends actually, or fiancés or husbands actually agreed to that?
Yeah.
Like, was there just a mass breakup amongst this like group of friends? Like all the female friends, like they were like, "Yeah, we all got dumped this month. Like, kind of crazy."
We should just all
What could it be?
together date each other.
Maybe
And
that's what they
then-
really wanted all along.
That's what's gonna happen.
It was a gaycation the whole time.
That's hot. That's so hot.
Except for the fact that they're probably all cheating on each other constantly.
Yeah, well, not the cheating part.
But they're okay
It's really
with
just
it.
the gay
it's
part.
just an open relationship for them. They're chill.
They're chilling hot.
We got we got a little bit left. I left, and there's nothing much more to say, really. As I type, me and my mate are having a few cans, and my phone has been exploding since 5 o'clock with her friends, her sister calling me mean names and sexist for some reason. I'll be grand. Being totally frank, I feel a bit liberated, if that's not too cheesy. The coming days, I'll get everything sorted, the moving and that. But as my father used to say, there's always effing worse.
My boyfriend never opens up to anyone until he met my best friend. Not fair! Jake, 27 male, and I, 27 female, have been together for 4 years. About 9 months ago, I met Stephanie, 26 female, through work, and we hit it off immediately. Looking back on it now, maybe she reminded me of Jake in some subconscious way, but we became fast friends. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Maddie 818, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we are here to give you some good advice, goofily. But we do not have all the answers. We can only tell you what we would do in this situation, but let us know what you would do in the comments. As OP says, one night I invited her over to make a dish for a potluck at work, since we both love to cook and bake. While we were there, Jake came home and I introduced them, and he sat with us while we worked. They clicked instantly. They're not similar in terms of interests, but they have the same sense of humor and the same kind of energy. I don't know how to describe it.
I know exactly what you mean. There are some people where I just start talking to them and we're like,
I don't know how to describe it. It was like two puzzle pieces slotting together, and I liked that at first. I didn't see it then how I see it now.
she's like, stop slotting. That's too many slotting.
Don't slot with my boyfriend. You slot. The closer I've got with Stephanie, because I really do like her, the more she's integrated into our shared friend group, and the more I have noticed how Jake is around her. I've got to say, it's not inappropriate. It's more things you can't control or even notice. He blushes around her constantly.
Oh no.
When she says something funny, he does this horse laugh I've never heard him do before. Sometimes he will see something while we're out and say, I should tell my friend Stephanie about it. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm sorry, OP. He's in love with her.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
If someone brings her up, he remembers insane things about her, like her favorite brand of vodka. He talks to her in a tone of voice that's similar to how he talks to his mom, like just gentle.
Okay.
He doesn't talk to her one-on-one or even follow her on socials. I have zero worries about him cheating, but when I see them together, it freaks me out how they seem to gravitate to each other in group settings. How he goes out of his way to explain things to her in detail. How she asked him questions that always seemed to get him to open up in a way he didn't with me for years. And even now, I have to tell him explicitly that I want him to be emotional before he does. They just seem to get each other. The way he acts with her is a way I didn't even know he could act. For his birthday, I was stumped for a gift, and I asked Stephanie for suggestions. Okay.
Ooh.
Well.
Even you acknowledge.
Yeah.
I don't think there is any cheating going on.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that OP's boyfriend recognizes that he has a crush.
Yeah.
But do I think he has a crush?
She picked the perfect thing. I'd never seen Jake as happy as when he opened it. He said he couldn't believe I'd thought of it and looked at me like he'd never felt as understood by me as he did then. But I didn't think of it. She did.
Did you tell him that you thought of it? Did you lie?
Well, if she's giving it, I would think that. I feel like I'm going crazy because nothing I can see is concrete. It's not like he's super close with her or she's asking about him. There's boundaries. And then there's just me noticing vibes. But it's so real. I just know it. I don't even know if he knows it or she does.
Probably not.
But knowing both of them, sometimes they say something and I know it's something the other one would want to hear. I need to let this go. I can't bring this up to either of them, but it's consuming me. I'm getting short and depressed every time I say something to Jake and he doesn't immediately light up. Every time Stephanie asks how my weekend or date night went, it's like I don't want to tell her, like I'm hoarding my relationship.
I think you go to Jake and you say, hey, Jake, I don't know if I can do this anymore because you're in love with Stephanie and I need you to go be with Stephanie.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
No, it'd be really tough to do that. But I think that's what needs to happen here.
Actually, I thought that my ex liked my friend.
Ooh.
Like, because whenever, like, they would banter back and forth all the time and they would gravitate towards each other. But I knew, like, she didn't like him.
Yeah.
Like, because that she has a very specific type and he's not it.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe he, and I said, the one time I was like, if you were to be with any of my friends.
Such a targeted question.
Would you be? And he's like, no. And I was like, I don't know. I just think you would. I don't know. I love Jake and I like Stephanie. I don't want this to affect my relationships with either of them or even their friendliness with each other. How do I just chill out about this without it consuming any more of my energy? And there is an update.
You have to talk to him.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you actually say, you do have to say something to him. Talk to him.
Yeah. I think you got to talk with him before you talk to her. I feel like you guys are in the relationship, so that needs to be solved rather than the friendship part. Let's get to the update. First off, I did talk to Jake about it.
Nice.
I know a lot of people said not to mention it to him, but I did.
Wrong.
The day after Valentine's Day, we were shopping and he saw a brand of chocolate, I guess. She mentioned to him at some point and he was like, oh, you should tell Steph about that. She has been looking for it. And like, okay, he has a good memory, but you see a chocolate brand from 50 paces and immediately think of some girl you barely know.
No, it's absolutely like when you are attracted to someone, you remember, like your brain just focuses more on them.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember specific things about that person because you're paying more attention to them.
Yeah. It just rubbed me the wrong way the day after Valentine's. I wasn't going to bring it up, but he noticed I was off and questioned me, and I just figured this was a good opening. I said I've noticed he brings Stephanie up a lot, and he said he doesn't think he does, but would stop if it bothered me. He said he didn't think it was a big deal since I also talk about her. I do, but that's because I see her all day most days. He doesn't, so I feel like it's more of a thing that she's on his mind. I feel kind of crappy for even thinking anything because he was so relaxed about it, but at that point, I felt like this was the only opening I was going to have to talk about it. I said I mostly noticed it because I felt like when they were together, they got along so well, and now it seems like he thinks about her a lot. He asked if I thought he was acting inappropriate, and I assured him I don't. I just said he seemed to like her a lot very quickly. I mentioned the blushing and laughing a lot, and he said those were things he couldn't control, but asked if I felt he was being disrespectful, and I said no. I admitted it made me wonder if he was attracted to her. I stressed it was totally normal to be attracted to people even if you're in a relationship, and I wasn't accusing him of anything. It just made me feel a bit insecure.
This is a trap. She's like, it's totally normal. Just tell me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be mad. Just tell me.
And he's like, well, I don't know. I mean, her hair's pretty nice.
Knew it. Oh, got you.
That's it. We're done.
The cops go, woo, woo. You're under arrest, sir.
Get him.
Yeah.
He said, yes. she is attractive, but brought up how people think celebrities are attractive. It doesn't mean you think you would ever actually be with them or even attempt to.
The way that I would read into that is, oh, you think they're unattainable and I'm attainable. So that's why you're with me. Which is not necessarily what he meant, but is how I would read that.
But
this is not any route he goes is not helping him.
He said he loves me and we're happy. He's never even thought about her in any inappropriate context, much less acted on it. And he didn't have anything else to say about it. I then said, I just felt a bit jealous that she got him to open up immediately. He said he couldn't really defend that. He just answered what she asked. He said that while I'm feeling bad because it's unusual for him to get comfortable, she probably has people opening up to her all the time. So it's not like there's anything special about the way they talk to each other. At that point, I just started to get embarrassed for dragging it because I was the one keeping the conversation going. He was just answering me. So I just said I was probably going to cool off inviting Steph out with us / in groups for a while, and Jake was supportive of whatever I need to do. So I haven't invited her out since. But I'm not going to lie, I don't really know where to go from here. I've solved the problem, and I believe Jake 100%, but I guess I was hoping for more buy-in to the conversation. I don't exactly know what that would have looked like because he didn't really do anything wrong, but it just felt like I was describing the whole situation to him like he wasn't even involved. I guess I thought he'd have some feelings or opinions to share, but he just didn't. Or maybe I thought he would jump to reassure me instead of being like, deal with your issue how you want. It's probably good he was so relaxed about never seeing her, and he offered to let me go through his phone. I didn't. By the way, you can go through full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search OK Storytime. There's a little bit left.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
I think just looking at my own relationship, there was like a time where there was a specific thing I was feeling like, I don't know, it was like I had done something, not like a bad thing, but I had done something and then I was like overthinking it and it wasn't actually an issue at all. But I was overthinking it and my boyfriend was like, yeah, it's fine. But I like still couldn't stop thinking about it. So I brought it up again. I was like, hey, I can't stop being anxious about this. Can you reassure me? And I specifically said, can you reassure me? And he did. And he sent me this very nice this was like a while ago when we first, months ago. But he sent me this very long message just being like, this is fine. This is what I expect. You're fine. You're good. And so I feel like, OP, if you're still not feeling good about it, bring it up again. Say like, hey, I understand that you already said we're good and that you're going to make these changes, but I still don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
I like there's still something underneath the surface because it's not going to go away.
Yeah, no, it's not. If you just ignore it, you're still going to feel like this. Trust me.
Yeah.
All I did in my past relationship because the thing is I couldn't bring anything up to him because then it would be a fight. Yeah. But you definitely have, like, if there is something bothering you, you have to bring it up or it's going to eat you alive. But it wasn't like he jumped in to tell me how great I was and he'd never look at another girl. But maybe that was an unrealistic expectation since he's never been the type. I just feel like I read his dispassion about the whole thing as a kind of dispassion about our relationship, which is maybe unfair. Is it unfair? I'm sorry I didn't listen to the advice not to bring it up now, to be honest. Because considering how relaxed Jake was about not seeing Steph anymore, I probably could have just stopped inviting her to stuff without telling him and he wouldn't have said anything. I think he would have, though.
Yeah, I think he would have
If you just like stopped, he'd be like, are you inviting Steph? And she'd be like, no. And he'd be like, well, why? Are you guys like fighting? Yeah.
And then you would have been worried about it more. I think it's always good to communicate.
Yeah. Now I'm left wondering if he looks at me differently for being so paranoid.
Ask him.
If anyone has any insight on how to move past this, that would be great. If you're just here for the update, that's also okay.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, I just think communicating and just being honest, just being like, listen, I don't know why I feel this way. Well, actually, I do. These are how I see this, and this is why I feel the way I feel because of these things. Is there any way you can like reassure me or let me know that like none of this is going to happen? Please.
Yeah. I confronted my best friend's fiance about his affair, then he passed out.
That's the best defense you could ever have.
My best friend, 31 female, has been with her fiance, 33 male, for over 7 years. He's the father of her youngest, and he has been nudging her to open the relationship and be poly, even though, to me, it's always seemed more like a pass so he could sleep around with her permission. Years ago, he even managed her OF account, sending her spicy pics to friends and coworkers to get subscribers, and she went along with it because he seemed proud of her. Oh my God, why are you friends with this awful human being?
That doesn't seem like a good way to get your subscriber count up.
By the way, this comes from XOXO Dragonfly, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
Hey guys, I'm Keon.
Let's get into what Opie says. She's a stay-at-home mom juggling 3 kids and college. She told me she's scared of ending up in government housing again, so she does what she can to make him happy. Even after catching him spicy texting other women repeatedly. This is the saddest relationship I've ever heard of.
Maybe he's just, maybe he's just warming up. Maybe he's just getting some reps in, and he wants to surprise her.
He has always said that he can't stop his nature. I hate him.
His nature?
So last year they agreed to have a girlfriend, 33 female, together. And our Facebook official posting about family dinners, sleepovers, and date nights. So on social media, it looks like an open relationship. A few weeks ago, one of his longtime female gamer friends, I'll call her Emily, privately messaged my friend and confessed she'd been in an emotional and spicy affair with him for 2 years.
Ooh.
Oh,
She's just trying to break up their perfect union. That's all this is.
Yeah,
she's sabotaging their perfect life.
Their truly perfect life together. She claimed they were planning to meet for a trip this summer, which she had told my friend was just a guy's trip. When I asked my friend why she didn't respond to Emily, she said she didn't want to spiral. She believed her fiance's confession when she confronted him, and he said that Emily was just a delusional friend, upset because he won't leave his family for her, and she became too jealous. I don't know how OP is sitting here listening to any of this and not just going absolute crazy town.
Opie's like, I could fix this. This could be fixable.
He's like, oh. It's like when you're listening to a friend and they're telling you a story about their life and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I've had some of those.
Yeah. That did not sit right with me. So I messaged Emily myself. Emily knew exactly who I was when I messaged her, and she gave me everything. Screenshots, screen recordings, photos of gifts, and written signed love letters. Proof of video calls, snap streaks. It was not just a fling, it was a full-on emotional affair.
Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't believe any of that until you brought up the snap streak.
Yeah, the snap score, that's where it all lines up.
All that other stuff could have been AI tomfoolery, but when you're talking about the snap streak,
you can't fake that.
It's curtains.
I never planned to show this to my best friend, as she had already told me she didn't want to see Emily's twisted lies. But I thought he owed my best friend the truth. So at the last cookout, I told him I knew everything. That I had the proof, and he needed to be honest and confess to my best friend the truth about his affair. He had a full-blown panic attack and fainted in the kitchen.
Nice.
Well, this guy's not cut out for this life.
I would like to think he actually did plan that.
Yeah.
Because you can, I don't know if it would be irresponsible. You can make yourself pass out. If that's why you pass out when you have a panic attack.
Do it right now.
You start breathing like.
Do it right now.
So if you do that too much, you will just pass out. And maybe he just did that on
He's
purpose.
Like, how do I get out of this?
Yes, can't talk about it if I'm not conscious.
I'm a nurse, and I'm not exaggerating. He passed out cold. When he regained consciousness, he told my best friend that I had spoken to Emily and that I was blackmailing him. He's like, I was planning it all while unconscious, and I came up with the best excuse.
He's like Doc Brown. He passed out and had a vision of the flux capacitor.
Yeah. He admitted he liked flirting with Emily, but that she became obsessed with the idea that he would run away with her. My best friend, who I've known for 10 plus years, chose to believe him and wants nothing to do with Emily's obsessive proof. She says I crossed a line, that I betrayed her trust. I get that it's not typical for the uninvolved friend talk to the other woman. I've never done anything like this before. I don't like confrontation, and I don't pick fights. I genuinely wanted to protect my friend, even if she didn't want to protect herself. I didn't throw screenshots in her face. I just wanted her fiance to be truthful. And I wanted to hold him accountable for his actions, given that I had the proof to call out his lies. The thing is, no amount of proof will get your friend out of this relationship.
Yeah, out of her perfect relationship with no problems.
Like, this girl has already allowed him to take over and maybe even start the OF account.
This girl has found her perfect forever man.
Yeah.
And they're going to conquer the world together as entrepreneurs, and there's nothing you can do about it.
My best friend has made her peace with staying with him for the kids, and I've come to accept that. But I can't stand him manipulating her because his cheating has destroyed her time and time again, and I'm there babysitting their kids so that they can talk things out. So they have kids.
Of course they do. Their life is... Sophia.
They've got a white picket fence.
What are you not understanding about their perfect life? Of course they have 2 little astronaut kids.
Yeah.
Who are also lawyers and accountants and football players.
Sure.
By the way, this guy's 6'10".
Yeah.
380 pounds, pure muscle.
Yeah.
And she is the second coming of Nefertari.
Nefertiti?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I said Gandhi.
Some kind of... She was a
Close
demi
enough.
goddess, right? Oh, no, she was a queen.
I thought you were talking about the African queen.
I was trying to go mythological, but I think I did say a real person.
Yeah.
You said a real
Or is
person.
that the... Well, I mean, Egypt is...
You say Egypt's not a real place?
No, I said Egypt's in Africa because I was trying to remember where that queen was from.
More fun, completely true things coming from me. No one is really sure Egypt exists.
How did they make all those pyramids?
Right.
Where'd they get all that sand?
Think about it. You've only ever seen pictures of them.
Since all of this, she and her girlfriend have pulled away from me and don't react to my reels in the group chat. I wasn't invited to a recent birthday party for one of her kids, nor the upcoming 4th of July cookout that they host every year where I help with potluck. I don't know if I did the right thing. I just know I feel awful. I acted out of love, not revenge. I wasn't trying to ruin her life, but to make her fiance accountable for once. I just couldn't stand watching someone I care about be lied to like that. But maybe that's not what a best friend should do. And we've got some more relevant comments from OP, but any thoughts?
Yeah, on a real level, you can only show someone the horse.
Yeah.
The horse wants water when it wants water.
Yeah.
You can't make the horse want water.
I just recently learned that cows are being hit by stray voltage.
What?
Yeah.
That's the last thing I could have ever expected you to say.
Cows are being hit by stray voltage when they go to drink water because of power lines, and so now they don't want to drink water.
What is stray voltage?
Like with the power line, like, you know how Keon gets hit by stray voltage and he shocks himself?
He gets shocked by everything in this room?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's happening to cows, and now they won't drink water because they're shocking themselves every time they go to drink water. And that is OP's friend.
So what I got from that is you're calling me a cow.
Yes. OP says, I know she's not going to leave him, and I never thought anything I did would break them up. That was never the goal. What really got to me was sitting there while he twisted the story and bashed Emily, someone who's been in his life long before he even started dating my best friend. He was sugarcoating everything to protect himself, and I called his bluff. It's not my relationship, not my monkey, not my circus, but at the very least, I intervened to pressure him to be truthful. Honest. Own what he did. I own what I did, and understand I overstepped. You didn't overstep. These people are just willfully, they're not your monkeys because they're covering their eyes.
Well, they're not your monkeys because you didn't buy them. There's a long, complicated process to own monkeys in this country.
Yeah, and you can't.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know, man. I think I would just try to get, like, if I'm still going to try, I would try to get him to admit it by making some sort of, like, maybe like a fake account. But then, like, even if you do that, what your friend's going to do is then just go, this is actually your fault, and you're the reason that this happened, and you tricked him into entertaining this nonsense and spicy flirting and doing all this stuff through, text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is that this woman is in a cult of two, and she will believe anything this guy says, no matter what anyone tells her or shows her. Commenter, your friend told you she didn't want to know, and you stuck your nose in it anyway. No wonder she doesn't like you anymore. And OP says, oh, the shade. She's hurt, overwhelmed, and I was the only one who didn't go along with the version of events that made it easier to cope. Sad situation all around. It was the first and probably only time I ever stepped into their dynamic and relationship or addressed his cheating. And yeah, I got burned for it. Someone reminded me, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make a cow drink it. OP says, met up with my best friend Saturday to talk things out. She had already asked me to block his affair partner and to delete the proof. Oh my lord, stop being friends with this person. At the coffee shop, she told me she thought I was trying to break them up by blackmailing her fiance, but that was never my intention. I explained that I only reached out to collect the proof and hold him accountable for his actions. She told me she hated what I did and felt betrayed because I'm like a sister to her, which really hit hard. I apologized for going behind her back and talking to someone else about a relationship, but not sorry for confronting her fiance directly. She shared that he's been more open with her about details surrounding his emotional affair and that he ended things with Emily, which is what made her expose him. Reach out to my best friend in the first place. My friend didn't want me to compare notes nor confirm or deny what he's been telling her. In the end of all this, I learned my lesson and apologized to her, but I won't apologize to her fiance. She just wants us all to bury this and move on. She caught me up on the last few weeks and even added me into this year's July 4th group chat. I told her I understand boundaries moving forward and I will stay out of their relationship issues, hoping their girlfriend can fill in those shoes as I'm stepping back. Thankfully, they also decided to tell their girlfriend what happened, and she's totally fine since no physical intimacy happened that you know of.
That's just so...
Oh, I hate this. She was annoyed she had to find out so late in the game and talk to them about her expectations on mutual respect and emotional intimacy. But their girlfriend isn't happy with me saying I'm distrustful. God, these people suck. But I'm hoping things can eventually settle. They're all focused on rebuilding the relationship, being more transparent with their girlfriend, and prioritizing the kids. I do plan to spend the 4th with them, but not sure what will happen this fall with holidays. And we have an update a month and a half later, but girl, what are you doing? Like, why are we apologizing to these people?
Yeah.
What's happening? Update. So he's still been talking to Emily behind her back, and he's been applying to jobs in her town. Because of that, my friend and her fiance decided to call off their engagement and are breaking up. Trying to recover from all of this hasn't been easy for them, understandably so. He refused couples therapy, and their trouble girlfriend,
You gotta throw an H in there, girly.
Decided to end things with them a few weeks ago. I have kept my distance, but still saw my friend a few times this summer. She confessed that they haven't been intimate at all since the drama started, and we're basically just trying to hold things together for the kids. What?
That's interesting.
What?
We're doing this for the kids.
He told my friend he'll keep paying the bills till the end of the year if she agrees to give him full custody of his biological child. That is a deal with the devil. That is like a witch's freaking like handshake. I'll give you what you want if you give me your firstborn child. Don't take that.
Yeah, that's like the goat whispering, like, what dost thou desire?
I'm sorry, is this Rumpelstiltskin? Don't do that. After that, if she doesn't find a job that covers the mortgage, then they're putting the house up for sale. Please tell me she didn't do that. This person is terrible.
Oh boy, we got another update. Oh boy.
Update! Over 7 months later from the mini update. My best friend chose to forgive her fiance. Who's surprised? No one.
Not me.
But it feels like the hurt and distrust got redirected at me instead. I became the scapegoat? Who's shocked? Crickets. She said she can't trust me anymore? Why are you shocked, girl?
I'm the shocker.
We don't talk about a relationship anymore because I told her something she didn't want to hear. That she's been changing herself to keep her fiance happy because opening the relationship is the best way to keep him from leaving. She agreed to open the relationship and he found them a bi girlfriend with whom the fiance performs oral spicy sleep with, but isn't allowed to kiss or have penetrative spicy sleep with her. That is insane. That's... my God, that's insane.
Hey, that's what works for them.
That's insane. It's been months now, and the fiance wants to do more things and add more women to the mix, causing my friend to have panic attacks as she wants him to slow down because she's not bi. And
wait, what?
She had a girlfriend. They had a shared girlfriend.
This is giving the Tiger King things. Like, yeah, I'm Yeah, I'm straight.
I hate this. And demands to be involved in all conversations and interactions. With her juggling kids, quality time with her fiance, is it quality? Date nights and dating her/their girlfriend with throuple dates. There's no real time for me as her friend in her life.
Oh,
that girl's hanging on by a thread. Why would you think she has any time for anything else?
I don't think that's what you are anymore.
You're not her friend.
Yeah, that's she's living in her own little self-contained universe.
War. She's living in a war zone right now, and she does not have time for anything else.
I'm surprised they just haven't asked OP, like, you know what? Let's flip the switch. Join in. Like, come on in.
She's like, if you can't...
The water's warm.
What's the thing? If you can beat him, join him?
Yeah, let's get a quadruple.
Heard that she did absolutely nothing for my birthday last month. OP! This woman is on her last leg. She is the freaking, I don't know, like, she's just not doing good. I don't even have a metaphor that simile that I could use in this moment.
It's giving the Titanic. Like, that iceberg, he's right there.
She is the violinist on the Titanic, slowly sinking with the ship. She does not have time for your birthday. She keeps making excuses. Her birthday is this summer, and I feel like I have to match her absent effort. By the way, you can match our effort by listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story, but oh Lord.
Yeah, honestly, I would run away as far as possible from that mess because that just sounds
You know when you're watching a
bad.
movie and there's a character in the movie that thinks they're the main character, but then they immediately get KO'd. They're gone. But they think they're the main character.
I feel like you're talking about a very specific movie.
No, like any movie. It starts off...
Name 3 movies like
Scream,
this.
Drew Barrymore. You think like that, oh, that's the main character. I can't think of any other ones. But where an NPC type person starts off the movie and you're like, oh, that's the main character. And then they're just...
Okay,
gone.
So like Elijah Woods when he's the guy in Spy Kids 3.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Pacific Rim.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, that's the main character. That's what OP thinks she is.
Yeah.
You're not the main character, and please get out of this. I don't want anything to do with her fiance since the affair, but have tried to sympathize that my friend doesn't want to break up their family. I was decent at their kid's recent birthday party, but recently talking to her on the phone, he inserted himself into the conversation, making suggestions on my relationship, so I hung up. He's like, you need to add more people into your relationship.
That's crazy.
It's working well for us.
Our ship is so afloat right now. It's doing so great. You know what you need to do? Do the same exact thing.
She said, I need to lose the attitude when I just don't want to interact with them. Because of that, she told me he has refused to watch their kids when I've asked to make plans because he says I'm not a real friend. At this point, I'm accepting that I'm not the enemy, but I am being treated like one as I'm not drinking her fiance's Kool-Aid. Commenter 1 says, okay, what did you think would happen? Thank you. Even telling the truth is gonna get you hate because humans are like that. OP says, first rodeo for me. Thought my best friend deserved the truth. Even offered her fiance the chance to come clean. But in the end, she never wanted to know the truth. She just wants to forgive and forget. Comment 2 says, you can't save a person from drowning when they willingly jump into the ocean time and time again. You'll just end up going under with her. And OP says, this is the reality she's choosing, and they're trying out this throuple relationship. They have specific nights for each person and prioritize Sunday as their full family night. I used to help with babysitting unpaid on their date nights, but given all that's happened, I'm relieved that in the past 6 months, I have not been asked to babysit. Would you accept if they asked?
I mean, the point of just cutting this thread has long passed us, you know?
Yeah. I know their girlfriend helps with that now as they reward her with flowers and gifts coming back from the date, as he is constantly posting appreciation posts on social media now. Did they just invite someone into their relationship to babysit their kids?
Oh my God.
They want to bury his mistake of what happened and not discuss any of it, so any discussion won't be appreciated because then I'm not dropping the issue. I have never inserted myself into the relationship in all these years until that day, but I've been there time and time again when she was beside herself crying because he cheats and sleeps around. This time was the worst affair yet. The wildest development is the fiance wants to get a vasectomy when both my best friend and the girlfriend both already had a hysterectomy. I wonder why he wants that. Huh. I wonder why.
Oh my God! All these people just blew in from Stupid Town.
He's like,
no,
no, babes, you don't understand. I'm doing this for you. It's like when you shave your hair off when someone else has cancer. That's what he's telling them. My friend got pissed with me because I told her directly to her face he wants to remove the consequences of pregnancy and not wear protection when he sleeps around.
Wow, it's like always adding another layer. That sounds like a fun cake or like a fun lasagna, you know?
A nice little gooey lasagna.
That made me so mad. That made me so
sometimes
mad.
You just gotta call it, man. TOD. 15 minutes ago in the story. My wife asked for an open marriage and she already had someone in mind.
Red flag, red flag.
We've been married for 5 years. No kids. Both 30. Both professionals. I was happy. I thought she was too. Things have been tense between us lately, and I'm not sure why. Then she sat me down for a talk this past Tuesday. I thought she was finally going to tell me what was bothering her. Instead, she gave me a "we're still young, and we can try new things" speech. Then asked for an open marriage. By the way, this comes from user SilverSalt7600. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Savannah.
We're going to read this story. We're going to give advice, maybe. I don't know. We don't have all the answers to everything. We only know what we know. So if you know what you know, then tell us in the comments. And OP says, I was not prepared for that, and I was just stunned. I couldn't come up with anything to say. I was just shocked at the request. I think she was encouraged and kept selling it to me. By the time she paused for a response, I had gotten my head together. I was pissed, but kept completely calm and told her in no uncertain terms that I was not okay with this. We went back and forth for a little bit, and the conversation began getting angry. So we both agreed to put it on the shelf for later, when we were calm. You could reach out and touch the bad energy in the house after that. We spoke again last night, and it didn't go well. She was really selling it hard, talked down my objections, called me jealous and controlling, and a bunch of other things I probably shouldn't repeat. It really blew up when I finally agreed to it, but I did it in a very nasty way. She took the win, though, and said, it will make our marriage stronger. I told her, no, actually, this ends with us divorced. She was instantly angry again and asked why I would say that. I told her this goes one of two ways. She hooks up with other men, and I'll hate her for it. And even if that doesn't happen, I'll start dating and meet a woman that wants to have a monogamous relationship with me, and I'll leave you for her, 100%. She completely lost it at that point, threw a glass at me, cursed me out so loud the neighbors came to see what was going on. And I told her if she gets this angry because I'm not okay with my wife freaking sleeping it with other dudes, maybe we should just skip all the BS and separate right now. That's where this is going anyway. I was furious at this point. I grabbed my phone, my car keys, and left. She was still screaming at me as I drove away. So now I'm at the Holiday Inn. I went to the liquor store next door and bought a bottle of Knob Creek and was up half the night drinking it by the pool on ice from a styrofoam cup. Then walked to the room and passed out. I woke up an hour ago and have been sitting in the room thinking over my whole effing life and where it went wrong. She's called me more than 20 times, but I have nothing to say to her right now. And even if we did talk, where do we even begin to fix this? Can this even be fixed? Is going back to talk to her even a good idea? I don't even see what good can come of it. Maybe it really is time to be talking to lawyers. We've always gotten along so well. I'm at a loss on what to do next. I don't want a divorce, but she's asking me for something I can't give. Any advice is appreciated. We do have an update, but I have some thoughts. But Savannah, what are your thoughts on this situation?
Well, OP, this is a lot that your wife has come at you with a lot. This is the thing is, even if she gets you to say yes, which she did, it's something that you don't want, and she's not really considering that. Like, she's just considering herself in this and what she wants, and she doesn't want you, or like, she doesn't want to feel guilty when all of this is like said and done, because she knows that you don't like it, and she doesn't want to feel bad about it.
Yeah, I think there's so much guilt going on under the surface here, it feels like, from how hard she's selling it. Because I can't imagine going to my partner and being like, yeah, I want to do this thing, and then they go, no. And then I'm like, well, but actually, wait, no, but you can't say that. That's not the answer I need. I need you to say yes. And it's like, why? Why do you need me to say yes so bad? Like, to the point where he's like, I agreed in the nastiest way possible, and she took that as a W. Like, if my partner did that, I'd be like, okay, clearly this isn't right if you're reacting that way. The only reason I can think of is she's already cheating on you, and she's now going to use this as a way to rewrite it in her own brain, that it's like, oh, well, I did cheat on him, but since I got him to agree to an open marriage, it sort of negates the fact that I did that. And now I can go sleep with this other guy, and it's something we've agreed to. And we can just, skip over the fact that I definitely cheated on him because, well, it almost doesn't count because now he agreed to do it. So who's to say he wouldn't have agreed before also? And that's just not how it works. She's screaming at you in the driveway. Something is going on way deeper than just like, oh, I don't know, we're young, let's experiment. Something is going on. Do not get back together with your wife.
Yeah, I feel like she's going through something, but the fact that she's asking that is not okay, because you're in a healthy monogamous marriage, and now all of a sudden she wants that to switch. Like, no, that's a big thing to ask of someone.
And it's like immediately imploded, and you were like so stunned, like we came out of absolutely nowhere, and it's like, there's no one just fights that hard for this for no reason. There is an update. My wife asked for an open marriage. She's angry at my reaction. I need advice. I went home and we spoke for a few hours. You guys were right. There is someone else. Someone she works with. She said she hasn't done anything yet, but she wants to. He is in an open marriage, or so she says. I wonder if his wife knows that. Anyway, after all that has happened, she still wouldn't let go of it. She said, I will never even know it's happening. She says she won't let it interfere with our lives. Does she seriously think that makes it okay? She actually said this would make her a better partner. She said she still loves me and wants to be with me. I was just looking at her and then wondering who this person is and what she has done with my wife. I told her there's a word for that, and that she has lost her mind if she thought I would tolerate it. I told her she has chosen him, and now we're done. Good call. I think it's really time to be done. Before you even left and had your, little Kentucky bourbon nap time at the hotel, I think it was done. I think it was done the moment you left, and she was screaming in the driveway.
Yeah, it's like there is no compromise here. Like, this is a bigger situation than just seeing like compromise. And like the compromise, I guess, would be, yeah, we can still be together while you do that, but then that's not even compromising. It's still not what you want. Like, it's either yes or no, and you're choosing no, and she's not respecting that. She's very much like trying to guilt you into feeling bad and being like, it would make me a better partner. It would have a good effect on me. I would feel so much better. Like, okay, it's all I, you. Like, what about OP?
Yeah, that's not something you can just be one-sided on in a marriage. It's like, dude, we got married. This isn't even just like a relationship. We got married. I'll never understand the open marriage. I can understand maybe open relationships to some extent, but once you get married, it's like, that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
I told her I'd contact her next week to discuss details. I packed up more of my stuff and went back to the hotel. Our finances are mostly separated, and the house is a rental, thank God. I froze the joint credit cards and the joint savings. Is there anything else I need to do? I still can't effing believe this has happened. 8 years together, 5 married, and it's completely destroyed in one day over pure selfishness. I'm going to finish that bottle and hope tomorrow will be better. Ugh. I doubt it, but at least it won't be worse. And there's some more clarifications here from OP. Just to answer some questions. I know drowning myself in Kentucky's finest isn't healthy. I don't care. No. I won't be able to sleep tonight without it. For what it's worth, I thought I was lucky to have her, and now I wish I'd never met her. The conversation today started civil and even pleading on her part. It ended in hostility because, of course it did. Something that begins in misery tends to end there. You know, I think I really hate her now. Tuesday morning, I kissed her when I got home from work. If you told me where I'd be 4 days later, I wouldn't have believed it. I don't know who this guy is, and to tell you the truth, I don't care. It doesn't change anything. I am just done. Done with all of it. You guys think she wants to come back? No effing way. If I were her, I'd never be able to look me in the eye after this. I am just done. And there is a second update. I mean, I hope.
I don't see this ending happily. I see this ending in a divorce because it's just not. She wants one thing, you want the other, and there's no compromise.
I mean, could maybe to hope beyond hope that maybe this isn't that she like cheated on you with this guy already, and really it's like maybe it could be like a medical thing. Maybe she's like having a break. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, because being like I don't know how this happened. I don't recognize the person who's talking to me. I don't know. That's maybe a possibility. It might be a little less likely than she's just been cheating on you with this guy and is trying to rewrite history so that she doesn't have to feel like the villain about it.
Boom.
But we do have a second update. I woke up around 6:30 this morning, got violently sick, spent 5 minutes kneeling before the porcelain throne. I felt like total crap. I took a long hot shower, still felt sick with the room spinning, and then I realized I haven't eaten anything since Friday morning. I walked across the street to Denny's. I had a great breakfast, and now working on my second pot of coffee. I feel a little better. I turned my phone back on, obviously, because I'm typing this post on it. She texted and left a voicemail. I didn't read it. I didn't listen. I don't care. I'm reading through everyone's advice here. I am so grateful to everyone for the advice and support in the last thread, too. I sent an email to work requesting leave. I cannot do my job if I am distracted or not 100% focused, and I am just not. I made a list of family law practices to call tomorrow morning. According to the law offices of Google, I should be okay. The house is rented with only a few months left. We had a joint savings we both contributed to for a down payment on a house. Well, that isn't going to happen now. We'll split that one, I guess. The rest, who knows? She has her salary, retirement, and debt. I have mine. All separate. Someone sent a message and asked if I was worried she might see this, and she might. This isn't my real Reddit account, but the details are pretty obvious, so maybe she will. If you know who you are, do see this, I don't give a dang. I don't want to know about you or what you do. I am done. Enjoy your bright future of reckless promiscuity, and I hope you find it's worth the price you just paid for it. I mean, is it reckless promiscuity? Well, no. Okay, no, she probably cheated on you, so never mind. Yeah, you're right. You know what? When you're right, you're right.
And he's right.
Kelsey Stash says, you should mess with her a bit. No. Always no.
Yeah, it's just not going to end well. Like, he just wants to be done with it. OP's like, yeah, no, I don't even want to talk to her. I don't want to do anything. Like, why get involved in, like, whatever she's doing, which is obviously the wrong thing.
Yeah, just be done. One, call the other wife on speakerphone in front of her. Then call her parents and tell them that your marriage is ending and thank them for accepting you into the family. And then tell them you're sorry your wife chose her affair partner over her husband. That one I can kind of see more of like a point of doing that. Not necessarily to get at her, but just to straight up be like, hey, just letting you guys know what's going on. I appreciate all of the kindness that you've shown me, and I wish you the best.
And also before she gets to them first, because you don't know what she's going to say, and she might, twist the story and be like, oh, yeah, like he wanted an open marriage or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm just going to skip to the OP's response because this commenter just like basically just keeps like suggesting to like, I don't know, just bother her as much as possible. Yeah. And OP's response is, I am not getting involved in that whole mess. I don't know who this guy is or who his wife is, and to tell you the truth, I don't care. I don't want anything to do with him. Yeah, I am going to call the in-laws today. That's a great way to do that. Thanks for that idea. I don't care about controlling any kind of narrative. I don't care really much what her friends think, family either, to be honest, but they do deserve an explanation. This is a no-fault state, and it doesn't matter what she did or why she did it. So the phone records and what she did or didn't do mean absolutely nothing. And there is a third update. I wanted to thank everyone for the advice, encouragement, and sometimes the laughs. I was in a really dark place, and you all helped me when I needed it. I'm very grateful. Hopefully, I'll have a presentation lined up tomorrow. I've narrowed the list to 3 different practices. I hope I can consult with all 3 tomorrow. My wife and her mother want to meet with me this week to talk things over. I told them we'd talk about it. I'm shifting gears and trying to be reasonable. It might make things go smoother. I'll only go, though, if the lawyer agrees. This will be my last update for a while. The shock, anger, and self-pitying time has passed. Now it's time to be clear-eyed and to follow the process to whatever end it takes us to. The last 48 hours have been the worst. Thank you for all making it more bearable. We've got some more comments here. Brief hippo, the best kind of hippo. I doubt your wife will change her mind on the open marriage. If she does, I don't think she can even be trusted not to cheat with the other man. Does her mother know the full story? Did she listen to the recording that you have? You have a recording? I missed that, or that's actually a really good point, because how would her mom really be that supportive? I bet you that she doesn't have the full story.
Yeah.
OP says, not yet. My goal is to hear them out and maybe come to some agreements on a separation. I seriously doubt the open relationship demand was discussed, and I haven't sent her anything. You know, thinking back on the totality of the conversation, I don't think she meant the marriage would even be open for me. What set her off was the notion that I'd be dating another woman to replace her, plus other comments. I think she meant for this to be one-sided. Maybe I'm overthinking. I didn't really hear her out. Doesn't matter now anyway. No is still no. Brief hippo replies, just when I thought it couldn't be any worse. That's crazy. How could she ever think you'd be okay with that? How selfish can she be? Can you imagine the look on her mom's face when it comes out what your wife is really asking for? Stay strong. Sadly, divorce is still your best and probably only option. At least there's no kids involved. Please keep us posted through it all. OP replies, well, in all fairness, she never actually said anything like that. She did go on about how her having freedom would benefit me and us. She didn't really try to sell me on the idea of me having freedom. She did get very angry when I said I'd be dating to replace her. Was she mad at the replacing or the dating? She was really mad at the no, and like I said, whatever, just a thought I had. It's a moot point now anyway. Update number 4. All right, just an update. I'm moving back home today. Oh, I have a lawyer, and she has drafted an in-home separation agreement, basically separating our finances. I met with her and mother-in-law last night, and we talked about it all over. She is still insisting nothing has happened between her and the other guy. At this point, maybe I reach out to that guy just to confirm.
I wouldn't even reach out to the guy. I'd reach out to the guy's wife. And I'd be like, hey, are you in an open marriage?
Well, no, because that's so messy. I don't want it to be messy. I just want to know. I want to know.
Yeah, but do you think he would tell you the truth?
Because my BS meter is at like 5 million degrees right now. I don't know exactly what the metrics for my BS meter are, but that's very high. And
Full capacity.
I really feel like she cheated on you, and that's where this conversation came from. She regrets the open marriage suggestion and is promising full transparency on phone and iPad. She's saying everything someone who is trying to save their marriage should say. She promised to find a new job if I want. She seems sincere. She told mother-in-law the truth, and that she asked for the open marriage. I guess she knew I would tell her if she didn't. Her mother said she wasn't raised that way. She really seems sincere, which makes it hard to reconcile with the way she went absolutely crap insane last Friday when I refused to agree to the open marriage. I've agreed to counseling, The lawyer is still preparing a divorce petition that can be filed at any time. I've made it clear we are not okay, that I have one foot out the door. And if this marriage can be saved, she needs to be the one to do it. I'll meet her part of the way, but she needs to come most of the way. And I will never agree to any poly-nonsense marriage. That is not what I signed up for. I told her plainly that if that's what she wants or needs, let's just save each other a lot of time and effort and tell my lawyer to file for divorce. Am I making a mistake? This doesn't commit me to anything, right? The exit door is still open and the path to it is clear. I do have some comments. I mean, I don't know. I don't think she said anything that would make me think like, the only way I'm coming back personally is if it was like, I don't know what happened. Like I blacked out. Like I was not myself when this happened. I something happened in my mind and I like snapped. Cause that's the only thing I would be. It's like, yeah, it's like you had like a mental breakdown and like you were in like a fugue state or something and you like didn't know what you were doing.
I don't think I would be able to take her back just because that would always be in the back of my mind. I'd be like, she mentioned it once and she was and we had like this whole fallout over it, like almost got divorced over it. And now it's like, I have to completely forget about that and just forgive her and be like, everything's good again. And that's just not a good marriage. It's not anymore. And it's like not even a marriage. She's kind of, I mean, she feels bad now because her mom told her no.
I don't know, man. I gotta know. Maybe pull out the card of like, you know, you just hit him with the, I know what you did, so just tell me. And she goes, no, I didn't. And you go, I just know what you did, so tell me. If you don't tell me, there's no chance. But I know what you did, so just tell me. I have to hear you say it.
Then she's like, all right, you got me.
And then you go, right, so this isn't happening. And she goes, what? And I said, yeah, there's no chance. If you don't tell me, there's definitely no chance now that you have told me. I don't know. First pie, we got some comments. You don't go from 0 to 100 like that. Maybe nothing physical has happened, but something definitely has. Have you seen interactions or texts or anything between them? OP says no, and that concerns me. She's promised full transparency with electronics, but the soonest that can happen is tonight. It would be easy to sanitize everything if she hasn't already. I'd never know for sure, and that bothers me a lot. Brief Hippo, back again. What exactly was the meeting like with your wife and mother-in-law? They removed your update? OP says, well, she was very apologetic, cried through most of it. She said hurting me was the last thing she wanted. She swore up and down on a stack of Bibles that nothing happened, only flirting, and then he, the other guy, suggested they go further, and that he was in an open marriage, and how happy they were with it and all that. She was enamored with the idea, and with him, and here we are. Oh my God, that stinks to high heaven. She was enamored with him, not the idea of an open marriage making you guys stronger. She was enamored with this guy.
Yeah, this guy is very much, I mean, very cleverly and manipulating her and making her feel like, oh no, like, you know, like this might not be his first, I mean, I'm sure it's not his first time doing this because he says, you know, oh no, we've been doing it for a while and our marriage is great. La, la, la. It works for some people, but it doesn't to others because both people have to agree to it.
Yeah. She didn't think I was really leaving her until she came home from her parents' house on Sunday and saw more of my stuff was gone. Then the lawyer contacted her after the retainer was paid and she just lost it. She knew it was for real then, or so she says. Her mother's trying to smooth the waters and get you both talking to each other and not yelling at each other. I'm back home and she's at her parents' house. She's coming home in a little while. I'll be recording everything she says, plus separate bedrooms for now. She says she's willing to do anything, full transparency. Let me see you hit a quadruple backflip. I'll get back quadruple backflip, standing from the floor.
Do it. Or we're not together anymore.
That's the one. I need it. That's the one thing I need. And by the way, I need you to listen to full episodes with stories just like this one on your favorite podcast platform like iHeartRadio or wherever else you're listening to podcasts. All you have to do is search OK Storytime, and there we will be. We do have some final, I believe, comments here. Let me see. Do we have an update? Yeah, we've just got some more comments. But I mean, I don't know.
I think it's best just to divorce now because it's just always going to be the back. She ruined it. She literally ruined the image of you guys. She ruined everything. She threw it away. And this is now her, burden to bear. Like, there's just no trust after that.
Zero.
There really isn't.
I can't trust this at all.
Yeah.
Brief hippo once again. So she did have an emotional affair at the very least, if she was enamored with him. And her getting so upset that she threw a glass at you seems like there may have been more there that she's letting on. I read that there's an open device policy now, but everything will be gone. Is she still going to be working with him? OP says her finding other employment is one of 3 conditions to even attempt to save this. We have a counseling session on Friday. I mean to discuss all 3 conditions in detail then. The hippo says, what are the other 2 conditions? OP says, complete and total honesty, all details, every message and conversation. If I find out 6 months from now a detail was withheld, I will walk. Full access to phones, iPad, and laptop. Dude, that just sounds miserable. Why would you even want to go through that?
It's like those people that are just like, oh, like they cheated on me, but I'm going to give them one more chance. But here's all the stipulations, all this stuff. If 6 months from now nothing changes, then I'm gone. It's like, why do you even want to wait that 6 months just to see that this person will not do it? Because guess what? They won't. Like 90% of the time, these people won't put in the energy because it's too hard and they don't want to. They don't see it necessary.
Yeah, and
like you see it necessary, but they don't, and that's the big difference.
It's just that it's the force with which she tried to sell it after the first time she brings it up is what makes me go, there's no way there is not more to this, because she needed it. It had to happen.
Yeah. Then she couldn't feel bad.
Exactly. She had to do that, because if she didn't, now she did something inexcusable. She did something unforgivable.
Yeah.
Unless she can get this locked down, unless she can get him to agree, which he clearly was not going to do.
Yeah. No, he doesn't want to, and he doesn't have to. And then the fact that his wife, soon to be ex-wife, is like pushing him to do this is just like crazy.
It just feels like it's just a pure guilt and fear motivator.
Yeah.
She's just like, she's guilty and afraid that everything's going to come out and that everything's going to be ruined. Anyway, the hippo says one more thing. I don't know where you 2 stand with children, but be careful of her baby trapping you moving forward and get a post-nup. OP says the lawyer said a post-nup would be a waste of time for us. No assets to protect other than a joint savings account we both contribute to. We have our own cards and bank accounts and 401ks, and that is the end of that story.
I cheated on my husband, but 1 year later, I'm the one asking for a divorce.
Okay.
I, 30 female, have been married to my husband, 32 male, for 5 years. 1 year ago, I cheated on him in a one-night stand. The next morning, I felt disgusted and confessed immediately. He was devastated, but I begged and pleaded for another chance, and he gave it to me. I was ecstatic, practically hugging his feet, thanking him. By the way, this comes from throwaway H1234, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give some good advice, Goofly, but we don't have all the answers. We don't let you know what we would do in this situation, but you should let us know what you would do down in the comments. As OP says, it has been 1 year since then, but I feel like we haven't made any progress. I took all the steps for reconciliation. I went to therapy, both couples and personal. I made it a point to put all his needs and wants first. I gave him space when necessary, but also made it clear I was always there for him. I truly gave it my all, but it didn't even make a dent. He won't touch me, won't talk to me. We have spicy sleep, but every time we do it, it's clear he is just doing it out of physical need. I know I don't deserve more, but all I really want is just one sign to tell me that we are making progress. Just one sign that he still cares, that someday we can be like before or at least close to it. Just one sign that the sun is still there. Last night, I was at my limit. I told him we needed to talk and laid it all out. I told him that I loved him and I knew I was at fault, but that it was clear he was never going to forgive me, that as such we needed to stop causing pain to each other, and that I wanted a divorce. At first he seemed surprised, and then he got angry. He yelled at me, saying, how he knew I would never stick to my word, and how he should have never given me the second chance.
Oh God, this is so ugly.
This is so messy.
And like, I agree with both of you.
Right? Yeah.
You are both entirely correct.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, if he was probably just in pure Delulu land, like he was going through autopilot.
Yeah.
And you're like in also Delulu land, being like, we're gonna go back to the way things were. Neither of you were correct.
Yeah. And it stinks because it probably was like a pretty good relationship, and then just, one dumb decision. But that's the thing, like, you make a dumb decision, but it's the biggest like F up, and you just cannot come back from that. And that's on you, OP.
I mean, certainly not the way that y'all did it, where it was like you begged and you pleaded and you groveled and like, you kissed the ground he walked on, and it's like,
that's not even healthy.
Yeah, you gotta just own it and be like, I really messed up and I don't know what to do, and you gotta separate.
Yeah.
At the very least.
I got teary at his words, but didn't argue. Just said again what I told him before. At this point, he left the house and I haven't seen him since. He won't return my texts or phone calls. None of our parents or friends know about my infidelity, so this is the only place where I can get another perspective. I know I am the a-hole for what I did a year ago, and I'll carry that shame and guilt for the rest of my life. But I don't think that I am wrong for wanting to end both our pains. Am I the a-hole for asking for divorce? And there's an edit.
I mean, you're not the a-hole, but it's just like y'all really just made a terrible decision to keep this going.
He's still like, I feel like he wants a divorce as well, but maybe doesn't want to be the bad guy. And now it's like, oh, you cheated, but now you're asking for a divorce. It's like, you just did two things wrong.
Somehow you guys have turned this into like a who can be more right, and it's like both of y'all are wrong. So y'all just need to be not together.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only right thing I can see you guys doing.
Yeah, honestly. And there's an edit here. I think you guys misunderstand. I am not blaming my husband or the lack of progress for the passing of my marriage. I unalived my marriage, and I will always carry that. I just don't think I am in the wrong to end it now, no matter how much it hurts on both sides. And there's a second edit. He texted me, says he is coming home. I don't know what to expect. And now there's an update. Before I begin this update, I feel like there are a few things I need to clarify. I made the original post to ask if I was the a-hole for asking my husband for a divorce, since I thought it was the best course of action for both of us, not if I was the a-hole for cheating. I am already aware that I am the a-hole for doing that to him. I said it was a drunken one-night stand, but I never blamed the booze. Yes, it was an external factor, but the blame is mine, because the decisions leading to the infidelity were mine. Nothing forced me to cheat, I know that. I didn't ask for a divorce because our progress was too slow or not fast as I would have liked. I was willing to work at a snail's pace. The problem was that the progress was non-existent. Not even a hint to show that we might be on the right direction. I feel that it wasn't right for either of us to forever remain in that limbo state. Now for the update. My husband came back home yesterday. He was a lot calmer, and this time he started the conversation. Firstly, he apologized for lashing out. He said that he had thought about it and realized that he was only punishing me without allowing himself to start healing and forgiving. He asked if I really wanted a divorce. I said no, and then I loved him, but if he was never even at least considering to forgive me, then there was no point in causing more pain to each other. He was silent for a moment, then he hugged me. That was all it took. I broke down crying and hugged him back. He promised that he would try to forgive me. I tried to take things a bit farther, and he let me. I'm not going to lie and say that now everything is well. It was clear that the spicy sleep was still purely physical for him, and after he didn't treat me much more differently than usual, but now I feel like there is an achievable goal ahead, and that we're both actively trying to achieve it. I guess we're not getting divorced yet. Honestly, probably not many people wanted this update. I'm just highlighting my thoughts because, again, I can't really talk to anyone else about this. Thank you to those who gave genuine responses to me in my first post. And there's another edit. I just think it's never going to be the same no matter how much you try. Like, you even saying we haven't gotten a divorce yet. Like, that's still, like, something that lingers in the back of your mind. Like, oh, if this doesn't work, there's a divorce. Like, just divorce then. Just do it. Because, like, it stinks. It stinks that happened. And now, like, it was most likely I mean, it is because of your infidelity. And, you know, what happened. You can't reverse it. So might as well, like, stop living in the past and stop just blaming each other for everything. You have to just move on. And whether that's with or without them is your choice. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really, it's just like it's like that. I don't know. It just really, I smashed my hand with a hammer. And that really hurt. But I don't know. Should I just keep doing it until maybe it stops hurting so bad?
Yeah.
It's just going to keep hurting.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just got to stop doing it.
Just rip the Band-Aid off. The wound is not going to heal. It's just you've tried every single ointment.
It's not getting better.
It's not, yeah.
There are no magic beans for this.
It's like you just admit, you know, I effed up and I ruined my marriage. That's all you can do. And you can move on.
All it takes is one choice. And then you can't put the genie back in the bottle, man. It's out.
Now it's free. It's giving everyone wishes.
Infinite wish genie. Oh, no.
No.
The worst genie.
That's a sketch. Vincent, write that down. Infinite genie. Infinite wish genie.
We're just saying. Vincent, write that down. Infinite genie. Yes, Vincent, thank you.
Infinite wish genie. No, wish genie. Infinite wish genie.
I think we got it.
Infinite
genie from Wish.
Anyway, there is an edit here. Since I've read this a lot in the comments, I have told him from day one he is free to tell anyone he wishes about us. I have told him that I would never try to minimize or make it seem like he is lying. I am not concerned with my reputation at all. I just don't think it's my place to take that choice from him. Edit number 2. I've gotten so many replies and messages, I feel the need to write this. For those who have reached out with kind words and advice, I thank you profusely. You are good people, and I'm grateful you took time out of your day to make me feel better. To those who have reached out with insults, I just want to say whatever you can think of, I've probably already judged myself even harsher. For those who have shared their experiences and gave advice, just know I have thought about it and considered what each of you has said. People here are saying I have gotten a lot of negativity, but privately, I have gotten just as much positivity and advice. So thank you. And there's a second update. I mean,
but how? How are there more updates?
I don't know. Just get divorced.
Yeah, it's over.
Not gonna work.
May this never find anyone here ever.
Update number 2. I'll start this by being honest. I'm not making this update because I feel like I have to or because I really need to update everyone. I'm making this out of spite. Ever since my first post, but especially after the second, I have gotten a constant stream of terrible messages, calling me terrible things and saying that things will never work out. They have been very consistent even these days, 2 months after my posts. I am writing this to let all you terrible people know how very, very wrong you were. A few days after my second post, with the advice of some nice users who messaged me and my husband decided to change therapists. Now, I'm not one to badmouth anyone, and maybe it's just that our new therapist is a magician, but ever since then, everything has only gone upward compared to our previous therapist. We have been seeing him almost every day. He's amazing, very active, and not only great at keeping it unbiased and impartial, but also always has great insights to add.
Oh my God, I could never be that. I could never be this therapist. I would just be like, what do you mean you guys are trying?
Yeah.
Stop trying. There's my therapy. I'm way cheaper too. I bet that guy's expensive.
He started by quickly breaking our facades.
Facades.
I mean, I'm an idiot.
No, hey, that's a hard one. All right, that's the French's fault. That's not your fault.
He started by quickly breaking our facades and placing our real feelings on the table. Reasons for the affair, reasons for the lack of progress, etc. But I think what really started our actual healing journey was when he said that it wasn't me versus my husband, but me and my husband versus the affair. It may sound ridiculous, but that really opened my eyes. I realized that I wasn't considering my husband on my team, but rather as an enemy that I had to appease for things to be like they once were. My husband said he came to a similar conclusion, that he saw me as the enemy that he had to deal with. And by the way, I'll only see you as an enemy if you don't listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search up OK Storytime. There's a little bit left here.
But did they not become enemies? I don't know. I don't care how drunk my wife is. If she cheats on me, she's kind of my enemy now.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe I'm just a little insecure baby. But I don't know, it doesn't feel that way.
It's just the fact that she's bothered that he forgave him, but it wasn't the way that she wanted the forgiveness. And he's mad that that even happened in the first place. And so they're just battling like a moving object that it like the goalpost moves every single time they get mad about something else.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I can't even break it down, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. That therapist deserves all of your money. It's working on me.
Ever since then, it's been uphill, as I said. It's not perfect, obviously. He has his moments of insecurity and paranoia, and me my own. But I now feel like we are reassuring each other against these feelings. Like I am finally in a team with my husband trying to make this work. I probably won't be updating again. If things get better, there won't be much to update on. And if things get worse, I don't want to give those people I spoke of in the beginning the satisfaction. So yeah, suck it to everyone who keeps sending me hateful messages. And of course, thank you again to those who reached out to me with kindness and advice. You were few, but you are greatly appreciated. That's the end.
My wife is cheating on me with multiple people. Should I divorce her?
I'm going to reserve judgment until further into the story.
The answer is yes. I don't even need to read the story. It's yes.
No, wait, let's hear him out.
Okay. I know Reddit isn't probably the best place for this type of advice, but I figure, what the HE double hockey sticks? I like to see what other people have to say.
Yeah, no, you're wrong about that. This is the perfect place to get all your advice.
Plus, I don't really want to ask my friends or family about this right now. By the way, this comes from user Thoughtful Guava on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, I, 41 male, have been married to my wife, 36 female, for around 13 years. We have 3 children under 10. We dated for around a year before marrying. While dating, I learned she had a fairly bad case of depression and anxiety that she took medication for. I've never really had mental health issues, so I didn't really know the full extent of what I would be dealing with. Personality-wise, we are really opposites, but got along great dating and the first few years of our marriage. Initially, while dating, she pretended to enjoy the same things I did. As time went on, she even admitted she didn't like to do some of the things with me that she did initially, and it was just because I liked them. These were things like going to see a movie or hiking in the park.
I don't know if that's a green flag or a red flag or like both of them. Because it's like she's willing to like do. I think she should have been upfront that it's like I don't have the most fun doing this, but I'll do them with you because I like doing things with you.
Or like if it makes you happy, it makes me happy, and I want to make you happy. But like maybe we can do a mutual thing.
Yeah, I think more.
I don't know. The hiking in the park is one thing, but going to see a movie together, that's pretty like common great basis. Maybe you just don't like going out. Maybe you're an introvert. I don't know.
Perhaps.
She was slightly overweight when we met, but still was very attractive. Around 1 to 2 years after being married, she switched antidepressant meds and lost the extra weight. I've never said anything bad to her about it. She's absolutely gorgeous and has a very nice body. She's recently also spent a lot of money on work and had plastic surgery, which I was not for. I'm still very physically attracted to her, and she has low self-esteem issues and doesn't believe she's hot. I don't know. She looks like Kristen Bell. I'm not bad looking either and look much younger than I am. I work out regularly, so I haven't let myself go. We did struggle with the issue of when to have kids around a year after being married. Remember, this is all very quick. They met briefly, they got married very quickly, and now they're thinking about getting kids really quickly. She was ready to start trying, but then got off the antidepressants and changed her mind. After stopping it, she changed her mind about whether she wanted them at all or for the foreseeable future, and this obviously caused a lot of friction in the marriage because I really wanted kids. We went to see a marriage counselor about this issue, and I just accepted that I would have to wait and see if she wanted them in the future and if she changed her mind, or if she would change her mind. I love her and didn't want to leave her about this issue. We did eventually have kids. Great. And she's a great mother to them. Even better.
Great.
I couldn't ask for anything better in this regard. But again, she didn't want kids, or she didn't know she wanted kids.
So it's like the resentment will build up beneath.
It's I'm doing these things for you, not for me.
Oh, so this is the same thing as the hobbies.
I think so, because again, OP really wants kids. So she's just probably getting more resentment because you're like, okay, whatever you want. We also work together in a family business. Her parents recruited me around 9 years ago, so I left my job and career to work for her parents with the promise I would own the business in part with my wife when they retire. They are way past retirement age now and virtually do nothing here other than own the business on paper. They will not retire nor sell it to me or my wife.
Classic.
Okay. They're just hardworking. We are paid very well, but if they retired or sold it to us, we would make millions. I think they enjoy the control and money without doing anything. I've asked my wife, why can't we go start our own business and leave? But she says it would totally destroy her relationship with her parents, and I think she's probably right. I can start my own similar business as I know enough now to do it, but my wife said it would cause friction, and if I did, that would be one of her competitors, and she would be hurt.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible idea. Do
Don't
not go into competitive business with your wife's parents.
Yeah,
it's
your wife's family. It's technically your family.
Just wait.
You can wait a little bit longer, and they gave you this huge opportunity. Like, you should be appreciating them more than that that you are right now. She semi-threatened divorce or brought it up if I went this route. It would also be very time consuming and stressful if I did start the new business, but I could do it. Stop with this idea. Initially, and for the greater part of our marriage, she was affectionate and initiated spicy sleep almost as much as I did. During the last 5 years, this has gradually deteriorated to her not initiating spicy sleep or really ever even touching me at all in any way.
That's called the resentment. The bitterness it grows beneath.
Yeah, something's not, yeah. Around 7 years ago, she had a very brief emotional affair with an individual who pursued her at a work function that I didn't attend. I'm almost certain that there was never anything physical. At the time, she asked me for an open marriage, but reneged when she really thought about it and realized I would be with another woman. She could not handle the jealousy.
That is the classic story of a lot of open relationships, I find. That I personally know, is that people get into it and they're like, yeah, no, I'm totally down. And then the rubber meets the road and they're like, I hate it.
Yeah, that's like a lot of the, like, everyone's like, yeah, we're cool. Everything's good. Green lit.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately like, no, that was a bad idea. And guess what? The relationship falls apart.
Very
quickly, very easily.
I don't know if I know anybody who's made it back from like that context of like a relationship breaking up.
Yeah,
I don't think it.
Yeah. Around a year or so ago, she had another emotional affair with another guy who pursued her at another work function I was not a part of.
She's playing the classics.
Also, isn't this like a family business?
It's all in the. Oh God, I hope it's not all in the family.
I hope it's not all in the family, but I'm like, wait, what work functions? She didn't hide the friendship from me and said it was just friends. I was suspicious and eventually asked her to sever this relationship, but she wouldn't. She arranged for him to be at another work function against my wishes. I knew something was up, so I set up a way to see her text in real time where they were sent to my phone from hers.
Dude, just leave. Leave if you can't, dude. That sounds so gross.
What are you, a spy? This is all gross. Turns out she was deleting them. She was lying to me and talking about trying to hook up with him again. She talked about how bad our marriage was and that she wasn't happy and it wouldn't change. She also spoke very bad about my mother, which hasn't done anything wrong to her. She was basically letting him know she was okay to cheat while married. I had confronted her about the previous emotional affair earlier, and she will never tell the truth. And didn't earlier with the second guy, so I figured she wouldn't again if I let her know I could see the messages. I didn't let on that I knew. Why?
What are you standing to gain at this point?
You already have all the facts right in front of you, and you have the proof. I did ask her how the function went, and she didn't talk about the guy. I ended up calling the guy, and I told him I knew about everything. So you confronted the guy, but you didn't confront your wife.
Checks out.
He was very nice and apologized profusely and said he would cut contact and not say anything to her. I don't believe they had done anything physical, but it was definitely headed in that direction.
Yeah, that's good. Great call. Having trust in the guy that was emotionally well, I don't know. This is all just wrong. You're doing this all wrong.
My head hurts from this just because of like, I talked to the guy that was talking to my wife and he said, you know what? My bad.
Tell your wife that you know. and then move from there. You have to press the issue now because you're aware that she is trying to cheat on you.
Meanwhile, my wife is now under the impression that he ghosted her. Her self-esteem took a big hit, and now she believes he just wasn't interested. So sad for her, right? Mwahaha!
No, it's not a mwahaha. You're being a child.
Dude, this is gross. Yeah, you're like wanting to see her crumble.
You're losing any sort of moral.
Like this is revenge.
You're losing any sort of moral advantage that you had going into this story, for sure.
After the second emotional affair by my wife, I feel that I'm left with two choices: divorce her or cheat. She can't handle any type of open marriage on my part. I did have a brief emotional affair with another woman after her second emotional affair was my first. No I love yous or anything spicy, but shared more than I should have, and we had a connection. I can't bring myself to cheat physically now, I guess because I don't believe she has. I'd rather not, but it's hard when the person you're with doesn't seem to want you emotionally or spicily. Schmexually. I do still love her and believe she loves me, but I don't think she is romantically or spicily interested in me anymore. I help out around the house and with the kids just as much as her. And you know what you guys can do, Dakota?
To help around our house is come join us when we're in it.
We're live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Facebook. Just tap the profile.
My brain is melting out of the side of my head.
Oh, she's cheated on me and wants to cheat on me. I know my marriage is not good. I still love her though.
This behavior is making me question, if OP has just been this toxic in other ways the whole time they've been together.
I don't know. I feel like dude.
Because it's incredibly toxic. He's like,
the fact that he typed out, oh, he ghosted her and then her self-image and like her confidence went down. Mwah ha 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 is so effed up.
So you just care about being Eve? You just care about winning? You just care about being like, what do you want out of this situation?
You want to put your wife down and you want like, oh, the only way I can get back at her is like maybe cheat or divorce. Just divorce.
Yeah, just leave.
Or at least first and foremost, just confront her about it.
You guys have kids and you're trying to fantasize about like a cheat off, like a cheating competition.
He hasn't even confronted her about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the first damn thing you should do is confront her about, hey, yes. I know you lied to me. Twice.
Yes.
I got the facts. What's up? I don't know. This is all so gross on both their parts. I don't like it.
This is a perfect example of how not to go about this situation.
If we got divorced, I would lose millions and would have to work at least 5 to 10 years to build my new business to the level of income we have now.
Wait. I think what he's saying there is you're losing out on potential millions, right? You're talking about
because the family-owned business, right? Her, yeah. So that's why he doesn't want to divorce her. So he's just like, he's saying, I don't love her. I love her family's money.
Yeah,
dude, you suck.
You're not in it for the right reason. And
if we got divorced, I would lose millions and would have to work at least 5 to 10 years to build my new business to the level of income we have now. I could do it. Dude, then do it. Stop saying I could. I could do it, but it would also take me a lot of time. Also, I'm not sure I could stand to see another man living in my house, raising my kids, even with 50-50 custody. I would also believe my wife would try to slowly turn our kids against me. It sounds like you kind of deserve it because of the scummy things you're saying.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, if you, like I said earlier, you've lost all moral high ground you could have had in this situation.
I think if given the right opportunity and another man pursued my wife, she would be an easy target and not hesitate. Dude, she already didn't hesitate. She's emotionally cheated on you twice. We don't know physically, but she's cheated on you twice and lied to your face about it. I am perturbed.
Yeah, if that's just leave, dude. Just leave.
That's the end of that story. What?
Oh, wait, that's the end?
That's the end.
That's the end?
That's the literal end of the story. I think the entire Reddit and internet thinks you're a joke because of how you are handling this entire situation.
I created a fake dating app account and found my wife's profile.
Did you swipe right or left?
I'm 30 male and she's 40 female, Australia. Married 4 years, dated 3 years prior to marriage. First time I caught her was earlier this year. It was a genuine accident. For a laugh at work, we made a fake dating app profile to see who else nearby at work was on this app. When I left work that day, I drove home and parked out front. My wife was home inside. Before exiting my car, I opened my phone to check for any messages. The app was still open on the screen when I unlocked my phone, and it showed the nearest person to me on the app. Very clearly her. By the way, this comes from Billowing Betty, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. After a few days, I confronted her. She cried and apologized and called her mom and her best friend to get advice. She returned and asked me what I wanted from her in this moment. Example, sleep on the couch, leave and go to a hotel, etc. Being the person I am, I just wanted her to stay and us to work things out. She kept calling herself stupid, saying she didn't know why she did this, and just that she liked the attention from others. In my panic of not wanting to lose my wife, I asked if she wanted to go down the path of an open relationship. Answer, no. Does she want to bring some toys into the bedroom to spice things up a little? Answer, no. She claims it was all just an online chat. Nothing physical ever happened, and that it was only recent. That she couldn't show me any message history to prove it was only online, because she'd delete the app when she got home to prevent me seeing it. And re-downloaded it at work the next time she wanted to chat. Deep, deep, deep down in the depths of my soul, I believe it had been going on for at least a month or probably more. And somewhere, the terrified part of my mind really teeters on the edge of believing she did physically cheat. I try my best to give her more spicy-related style attention in the months that pass. I make sure I call her beautiful more often, comment on her looks and makeup and hairstyles more often. Nothing seems out of the ordinary, which I thought was good. Fast forward to now, October, I'm working away and feeling paranoid about the situation. Going back through the screenshots in my phone that I kept of proof of her hookup app profile, and it's not helping my mindset. I download the app and make another fake profile. Add some filters to narrow the results, and there she is again. However, less obvious this time. No photo, age changed by 1 year. With my anonymous style profile, I say hello to her, and her typing mannerisms are enough to give it away to me. Cherry on top, the kilometer distance the app says we are from each other is smack bang on what Google's Maps measured distance shows from my work to her work, where we both were in that moment. There are other concerns in our marriage I have, but I was willing and actively working on them for our sake and for the love I have for her. What is a real mind F, I think she still emotionally loves me too. There's no indication to suspect this cheating other than my well-placed, apparently, paranoia. We are still a romantic, fun, connected, caring, loving couple. She's not a bad person in general, except for this. And I think that's the hardest part and what makes it hard to accept. I'm not trying to stick up for her in any means. I guess I'm just presenting my thoughts. This time, I think I'm done.
This is like half of that Pina Colada song.
Yeah. They both found each other except that she's actually cheating. Dude, it doesn't matter if you think that she loves you. She's actively cheating on you.
She's still cheating on you.
For a second time.
It does not matter if at home everything's great. She is still cheating on you and still actively lying to you.
Yep. Wanya says, OP is catfishing his wife? Yeah, for a second time. To add, our other concerns were our future and her no longer wanting kids. Me wanting them. She had recently said she'd done soul searching, and despite not wanting kids, she still wants to be with me. Y'all. But now I'm mentally taking a step back and looking at the situation. It makes me angry. Don't lure me into a sense of relationship security when you're out here chatting to other guys on dating apps. Anyway, what helped me was reading other people's stories and seeing different scenarios. So I thought I'd post mine here as well for others and for future updates. And there is an update, folks. So let's dive into it. I'm going to confront her this Friday. Every day my emotions get more and more intense towards her and the situation she has put us in. What was the straw that broke the camel's back? In her hookup profile, she wrote, I can put my legs behind my head. I had an effing breakdown when I saw that, but it also helped me decide then and there it is over. As I'm away currently, I don't have the option to be there physically to confront her, but I just cannot wait this out much longer. I'm having sleepless nights going over and over in my head what I want to say to her. I cannot concentrate at work. All the light and happiness in day-to-day life has disappeared for me. I feel like an empty shell of a man. I'm going to have a tiny shred of decency towards her and wait till a Friday after work so she has the weekend to think about how she ruined our marriage and probably cry and feel sorry for herself. As per my previous post, she does not know that I know. And in the past, she deleted the hookup app before she'd get home. So there was never any evidence and the chat history disappears every time. This Friday, I'm going to video call her without warning, tell her to share her screen, Facebook Messenger, and say, open up the hookup app and open up your chats and show me.
Why? Why do you want to see that? That is
know.
going to hurt you so much more. Just end it.
You
Just
already
end
know.
it. You know what's
You
in
already
there.
know. I assume she'll panic and either refuse, which tells me everything I need to know anyway, or show me, and I know it's not going to be pretty. After that, I guess I'll wait to hear her pathetic excuses, and I will say my bit. I've written it all out on my phone, so I don't forget a single bit. Lastly, I have this feeling she will tell her family and friends I split up with her because she doesn't want kids, and I do. I am a good person! I always get effed over for being too nice, and too eager to help others, and too polite, and too respectful, and I won't have it this time. I will probably contact her parents, I'm close with them, and give them a very brief idea so that she cannot paint me as the bad guy. And there is a second update, but I mean, my advice is just leave.
Who cares
Leave.
if you look like the bad guy?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Like, get everyone out, get all these people out of your life.
They won't be there anymore. It won't matter.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Amy Lynn says, I feel like this is OP's gotcha moment for closure, sure. But I think OP's approaching it from less like, I want to get revenge or I want to get closure or something, and more like I need more evidence.
Right. Like he
That's
doesn't
it
have
sounds
what
like.
he needs.
Yeah. And it's like, no, you have evidence.
Yeah.
You literally have
Crash out.
Tips Fedora crash out is great. But there's another update, folks. On a Saturday, I video called her and without explaining, requested she shared her screen, Facebook Messenger video chat, and open the app and show me every single chat with every single man. She acted confused, claiming she had no idea, despite me seeing the app in the bottom corner of her screen. Just lying through her teeth to me still. I became angry and nearly yelling. Not once have we ever yelled at each other before this. She became more defensive, yelling back. She turned her video sharing off and claimed it was glitching out. In this time, she deleted the app and all the evidence. The way she talked to me and acted was so confronting. She immediately turned into this new person I had never ever seen in our whole relationship. It really scared me. Eventually, after more denial and lies, she gave up lying and just said, I don't want to do this. A bit more back and forth. I said to her, we will discuss this further when we see each other in person next. And then we hung up. The next morning, I planned to go to the movies to get my mind off it. But as I got ready, I just broke down. I mean, I cried in a full body reaction emotional state. I just could not stop. I have never, ever cried like that in my entire life because I knew what I had to do, and I drove hours to her and showed up at the front door. We sat down and cried together, and I explained all my feelings about the situation. We both agreed we had been in a weird place recently as she had decided she didn't want kids, and I am very much set on having kids, so perhaps we were headed down a slow breakup route. Regardless,
He was just in denial for so long.
I mean, kind of crazy that she's like, we were already gonna break up, and she cheated on you. That's not okay.
Yeah.
We had previously talked about working out a way for re-kids, we didn't know how yet, where we could still be a big part of each other's lives, but perhaps living separately but close by. But the fact she took action to cheat on me and break my heart anyway is so effed up. If she wanted to leave, she owed it to me to tell me, not destroy me. And I let her know that. By the way, I gotta let you guys know that you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to the story, but do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, she sucks.
Yeah.
The whole thing was terrible.
She sucks,
I think
break up.
Yeah, it's doing what you guys need to do. OP was definitely in denial till that like crash out on the movies.
100%.
I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
I've been there. I get it. It's sad.
It sucks, man. It sucks. But like, I think going into your next relationship, you like be very straightforward about what you want in a relationship.
Yes.
Do you want kids? Do you want to get married? And if someone says, no, I don't want those things,
Believe them.
You guys aren't compatible.
Yeah.
And also kind of makes sense because she's like 40, so she's probably, not, she's like, I don't want to have kids. I'm older.
Seemingly past that in some people's minds.
Yeah. Like, not that you can't have kids when you're 40, but it does.
Most people are already like
it's much
thinking
harder
about it for sure.
So find someone that is on the same page with you.
Yeah.
About things in your relationship. And also that doesn't cheat on you. In hindsight, I obviously would have driven to see her on the Saturday and taken her phone and gone through it myself. But truthfully, I was just scared crapless about the whole situation. Her family and best friend have all reached out to me since to check if I'm okay and offer a shoulder to lean on. I have got myself a tiny studio to rent and am beginning to rebuild myself alone. I am still really struggling emotionally, and I really wish I could disappear into a cave and not have to see family relatives shortly for Christmas and go through the whole story again and again and answer questions. And folks, that is the end of that story.
I'm helping an open marriage couple, and they might end up divorced.
Doesn't sound like you're helping.
Hey, everyone. I've been running a spiritual/mystical advice group for a few years, and every so often I get stories that stop me in my tracks. This one came from a couple, or mainly the husband. I've been trying to help, and I'd love some outside perspectives, especially from people who understand open relationships better than I do. By the way, this comes from user AdventurousDrink774 from the r/OK Storytime subreddit. And if you want to submit your own stories, why don't you go there and submit them? I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we are here to give you good advice goofily. Because we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, here's the situation. There's a married couple. He's 38, she's 36. They've been in an open marriage for a while. And by their account, it's worked beautifully. Up until now. They have very specific boundaries that both agreed on from day one. Each of them can have 2 regular outside partners. Everyone must be clean, sober, and fully consenting. Every encounter is recorded, partly for safety, partly because they both enjoy watching the replays. And here's the big one. The spouse must be allowed to watch during every encounter, no exceptions.
There's a chair in the corner.
Okay.
They have a specific chair. You can't sit in that chair. It's only for one of them.
I recently saw a really funny skit, but I can't remember where I saw it. It was like a skit where it was an improv thing where they were doing like, we're selling cocktails. I think it was on Dropout. And they were like, we've got hotel chair. We've got cold metallic chair. We've got a doorway. It's a really funny skit.
I saw
it's all Make Some Noise.
I saw like a reel today that was like cuck chair top moves, and it was all just like scenes from Whiplash with J.K. Simmons' character like doing the clap or like waving his arm, like walking away.
Are you rushing? Or are you edging?
Yeah, not my tempo.
I would recommend that episode. I think it's
Don't recommend another show's episode.
It's really funny, though.
I recommend only ever watching this show and all of its episodes.
You make references to things all the time.
Not allowed to watch a single thing besides this.
Okay, fine.
For all eternity.
Whatever.
Fridays are his nights, Saturdays are hers. Everything went smoothly until one of her partners suddenly announced he didn't want the husband watching anymore. The wife came to her husband and said he'd need to step out of the room from now on because this partner felt uncomfortable being observed. No. That partner goes, bye-bye now. Oh, you're not comfortable with the arrangement. Goodbye now. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm not comfortable with any of this. The husband reminded her that the watching rule is non-negotiable. That's the foundation that keeps things transparent. If the partner can't accept that, she should find someone else. She told him he was being rigid and controlling. Yes, I am being rigid based on the guidelines that we set for our open marriage.
Actually, right here in subsection C, it says that, you can't do that.
He said it's not control, it's trust. She said to give him time and that he'd come around. Weeks passed. Every time this same partner came over, she'd ask the husband to step out. She insisted it was temporary, but he started noticing odd things like missing chunks of time in the recordings. He'd see himself leave the room at 8:05, but the video wouldn't resume until 9:30. When he asked, she said it was just a camera glitch. He didn't buy it. All right, I'm just going to stop right now and say these people should stop.
I was going to say they had a perfect execution of like, we communicated things. This is working for us. What works is works, and these are like non-negotiables. And now we're negotiating the non-negotiables.
Yeah.
The whole point is that they are non-negotiable.
Yeah, I think you just say, like, my advice would be like, well, you made rules, and if you want to change the rules, then that changes the relationship.
Bingo.
So he told her, if I can't watch you live, then you can't watch me live either. You can see it on video like I do. She got angry and said he was doing it to get back at her. He told her it was about fairness. That argument blew up and he left to stay with his brother. She texted and called saying he was being dramatic and overreacting. A week later, she promised that the partner had agreed to let him watch again, so he came back. Everything seemed fine at first until halfway through, the same partner suddenly stood up and said, I can't do this. You need to leave the room. You leave the room.
You leave, bud.
Just the sudden clarity of, I can't do this.
I can't do this.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
Instead, you were
go.
like, you need to leave.
I can't do this. Your husband needs to leave the room.
And you were like, buddy, this is my
this
house.
Is my house, bud.
You need to leave.
Yeah.
You need to leave. I'm not finished with your wife. You need to leave.
No, sir.
Now the wife is stuck between the two of them. She doesn't want to upset either man. That's a problem.
Who is she married to?
That's why I feel like so many of these open relationship, open marriage situations are nonsense. Because then this happens and it's like, oh, well, now I'm just not doing it anymore.
It was working perfectly fine until not even one of the partners, it was one of the core open relationship people. It's someone that came in and is saying, this is weird. If you don't feel comfortable, leave.
Yeah. And it's like, well, why are you even entertaining this other guy, the partner? Like, who you like more, who you want more? She tries to talk through it in the middle of the act. The husband says, you know what? I'll just leave, and walks out. She sighs, but doesn't try to stop him.
I'm sorry. Just like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a genuine conversation with you. You know, like just middle of doing the do.
That was the last straw. He's now staying with his brother again, ignoring her calls. He told me he's seriously considering divorce, not because she slept with someone else, of course. That's part of the arrangement, but because she didn't defend the rules that made their open marriage work. He said if she can bend one boundary, she can bend them all.
I agree.
Yeah. And something that will never bend or break is the fact that you can listen to full episodes with stories like this on your favorite podcast platforms. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen, just search OK Storytime. And you can have all the juicy drama you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think divorce her, dog.
Yeah.
I think it's over.
It's over. It's Joe.
And it's both of your faults.
No.
Yes.
I disagree. I don't think it's his fault.
It was working until this moment. And that moment was always going to come.
But you can say that about any marriage that ends with like cheating or divorce. I think everything works until you break a promise or a vow. And it may be harder in these situations, but I don't know, as long as you are upholding those vows and promises, I don't think that's his fault for having set parameters.
I think it's the same thing if like you just said, Sophia, like even if they weren't open and it was just like, you know, we're just a monogamous relationship.
Yeah.
Then they had one specific rule or like a rule like, you know, Saturdays are for us. And she's like, well, Saturday I'm going to go hang out with my friends. And like, I can bend the rule, but you can't do that. And like, well, he's like, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. And she's like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Opie continues. He's highly suspicious of substances or something taboo that he might not approve of, which he plans to explain later. I've been doing my best to help them communicate, but it's mainly him who is upset. Honestly, I'm torn. Part of me thinks he's reacting out of hurt and fear of betrayal. Another part of me sees this as a deep breach of trust, especially with the missing footage. So I'm bringing this story here to neutral ground. If you were in this situation, would you see this as fixable? Is the husband being too strict about the rules, or is the wife showing that she's no longer honoring the agreement? Definitely the second part.
Yeah. I think that you have to be strict when you are engaging in a relationship like this because there are so many ways that it could go wrong and it is a lot easier to make mistakes. So I think you have to be really strict on the rules or it just doesn't work.
Yeah, and the fact that he's communicating like, hey, you're going back on these rules and like this isn't fair what we agreed upon. And she's like, so what?
Yeah. You're prioritizing your partner over your husband and that's no go.
It does feel like there's some other element here that we are not tapped into?
I personally think it can be resolved as long as she can be like, you know what, you're right. We're going out of the line of the rules. I'm breaking the rules. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop seeing this guy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, that would be the only resolution. But that is the end of that story. And
My wife had an affair 2 months after our wedding.
Why did you wait?
My wife, female 24, and I, male 31, have been together for almost 4 years. Everyone do the math.
Yeah.
But last week I discovered via her diary that she has had a 1-month emotional affair with a colleague from her new job 2 months after our marriage. A little info on the background. By the way, this comes from anonymous user 5576, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Sophia.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in these situations. So let us know what you would do in the comments. So, Opie says, the two of us met 4 years ago and clicked instantly. She was my first serious partner after a previous long-term relationship, which also ended due to my ex's infidelity. It felt like a match made in heaven. We had the same views on life, opinions, moral grounds, and a sense of humor. We adopted a puppy after 4 months of being together and quickly started living together with surprisingly few hiccups. Wow. Of course, we had our ups and downs. She had battled with minor depression and was using medication, though she was lowering the dosage during our relationship. Her parents were dealing with their own infidelity from her dad's side. Wow. I was sometimes more individualistic and not giving 100% to the relationship, according to her. Despite these few cons, the pros seriously outweighed them, and all went so well that we married this September. Shortly after finishing university, my wife found a new job in mid-September. Since the beginning of November, I felt something was off. My wife was exceedingly more detached. Whenever I initiated conversation, she would reply shortly without follow-up questions and walk around the house listening to podcasts. She started cooking only for herself, while I always cooked for the both of us. She found new friends at work and started spending a lot of time with them, but did not provide much information about them. She told me she was getting a new tattoo only 20 minutes before her appointment, despite knowing my reservations about tattoos. I sensed something was off. During a cleaning of the house on December 1st, I found her secret diary when she was not at home. What was in it shocked me. You read it?
This relationship wasn't going great anyway.
Yeah, why'd you read it?
I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, why would she write down her affair? That's crazy. But also, why would you read someone's diary unless there were already issues in the relationship?
Yeah. She wrote about feeling a connection with a colleague from her new job. She described him as shy, and she liked it. She wrote that she went to his lecture on her own invitation. During their latest meeting, they discussed how he had mentioned her name to his mother and how he considered her a partner. She reciprocated the partner claim in the diary. That partner reciprocation happened on the day she told me she would go to the cinema with her close female friend, but she went there with this guy. There was also a page describing how she visited a flat for rental and planned to sign a contract during the week I found the diary. I was shell-shocked. I confronted her when she returned home. She cried, had a panic attack, and said that they were never physical with the colleague and that it meant nothing. She claimed the rental was supposed to scare me into giving more to the relationship. I was emotionally overwhelmed and asked her to go to her parents' house for a few days and pack lightly so I could recover and think about our relationship. What surprised me was that she packed 3 huge suitcases and left. Wow.
I don't think she's coming back.
Yeah, I feel like if she's already got another place,
yeah,
she's just gonna go to that place with all her stuff.
Presumably.
This just doesn't seem like a very good relationship on all fronts.
Seems pretty bad.
Yeah. After a few days, I called her and asked about the situation and offered to meet to discuss her emotional affair. She responded that she felt angry and humiliated that I had punted her out of the house and said she would meet me sometime the following week. 1 week after this, with slight communication but no in-person meeting, I went to her parents' house with a bouquet of flowers on the advice of a friend and told her that we were still spouses and that I would like her to come back so we could deal with the situation as adults. She was angry and told me that she was not going anywhere and that I was pressuring her. A few days later, my wife wrote me that she would be unable to meet this week and that we should still give ourselves time apart so we do not act based on emotions. She still showed no word of remorse for the affair. She added that she would like to collect her additional belongings this weekend and that her female friend would join, which I assume is her shield for not being alone with me. My wife also wrote that we should discuss our relationship in mid-January at the earliest. This is my current situation. My emotional state is in tatters, and my head does not function clearly. I confided about my wife's emotional affair and the subsequent events to 2 of my closest friends who know her well. One thinks that my wife needs until mid-January to calm down to understand how she hurt me and perhaps approach me sooner because she is in a cycle of guilt, shame, and embarrassment. The other thinks she is a silent quitter and preparing for a new life. And I think that you should listen to full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime. There is a little bit more to the story, but this is literally like the devil and the angel on the shoulders.
Yeah, like one side of me thinks she's testing me.
Yeah.
The other side thinks she's just breaking up.
Right, right.
What thinks you?
I think she's quiet quitting.
I think so too. I mean, it kind of sounded like she already was.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
She's like, I already put it in my journal. She wrote in her journal, I'm breaking up with you. I know you were going to read this.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd do it here.
Yeah, pretty much. I really do wonder what her plan was, though. Like, because she said, like, that the apartment was supposed to scare him, like, into committing more to the relationship. It's like, well, when were you planning on telling him about the apartment?
She's like, shoot, I forgot that part of the plan. Like, damn it. I knew I was forgetting something.
Yeah, it's an important part. Oh, well.
Dang.
Now
well,
you know.
That's it.
I have so many questions. Why did she cheat on me 2 months after the wedding? Why is she not remorseful? Why is my wife acting like the victim in this situation? What does her decision to meet almost 2 months after D-Day and separation aim to achieve? Is she continuing contact with her colleague and building her relationship with him? Is there a realistic chance to salvage this relationship? Thanks for your opinions. And we do have some comments, but
I don't know. Yes, no.
Yeah, I agree. There are some comments. Comment number 1 says, dude, she's angry because clinging to her anger allows her to avoid shame over what she did. And you can be dang sure that she uses this time apart to explore her feelings with the coworker and test drive his suitability as a prospective partner. Until there's consequences, she will never stop. Best move from you would be initiating divorce and inform her parents that divorce is because of her affair with this coworker. And unless her unemployment influences alimony, also inform HR of their inappropriate relationship and that you're divorcing her because of this. OP, the flower stunt? No amount of pick-me dancing will salvage this. It will have the opposite effect. Read, leave a cheater, gain a life, and get away from her. Comment number 2 says, also, it could be that she is seeing this other man to see if their relationship would work. You can't reconcile with her due to no remorse, no apology, no taking responsibility, etc. Protect your finances. Comment number 3 says, dude, I think she's just testing the waters with the other guy. At the moment, you are the fallback guy. She's giving herself enough time to understand if it works before she needs to deal with you. It could be salvageable, but I'm not sure you want that. Stay strong.
Stay strong.
And that's the end of that story.